Yeah, welcome to our Friday night meeting. You go here, turn this on, make sure we got comments. There we go. Customization, live chat replay. Save. This goes down. All right, we're in there. Sorry I wasn't on last night. I just didn't feel like it. Tonight, while the stream goes, I think I'm going to try to mold a fuselage. I got a wing ready to go, another skin ready to go. If somebody comes on, we'll PVA these up. Yeah, I didn't even wax that one. No, I waxed this one. I can see it. This is way more work than I planned on. But it's something different. Something different. I was buying paper towels today. Guy at AutoZone tried to tell me they haven't raised gas tax since 1968. I ain't buying that. What they do with all the money? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I wonder why that looks washed out. Well, we got anybody that's going to come in? Charles had a good spiel. I'm not much into spiels. Let's see. We got any chatters? We'll get over here. Steve Barry says hello. Good evening. We got 7 concurrent watchers, so there are 7 guys watching. Somebody better get in here and talk to me. I got
You
one
have
other. There we go. Who we got there? Oh, Phil Bailey.
I can't hear you. What's going on here? That ain't right.
1 minute. Make sure I got microphone.
I don't know
Hello.
what's going on, Sparky. Apparently you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Hmm. See here, audio. It says that I got microphone.
I hear you.
Hey, John.
How you doing?
I can't hear you either. Okay, maybe I've got a problem.
Yep, you got a problem. Yep, you got a problem.
Well,
Can you hear me, John?
let me go
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
try
I
to
hear you
come in
fine.
again. Maybe something will straighten up. I don't know what happened.
I
I'm
hear,
not
I hear,
I can hear anybody.
I hear Phil and you both just fine.
Oh, he logged out. So,
Yeah, probably checking out what the problem might be. How you doing today?
all right.
How's that wind coming along?
Well, I cut its weight in half.
Is it still strong enough?
I don't know. Will
Looks,
be when I glue them together.
how much, how thick is it? Is it thickest position?
Well, it ain't very thick.
You may want to put a spar in that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
about 15 thousandths.
No, I meant the top of the
Well, I
skin,
still won't hear
the,
anything.
to
So
the outside of the skin,
here,
top and bottom. So when the wings together,
Uh,
well,
six hundred and
let me
ninety
change your
thousand.
devices.
so it's almost 5/8 of an inch.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, you may want to have at least one spar in there, maybe, I mean, depending on how they're configured.
this one's got a spar in it, but
And
this one's twice as heavy as that one.
is it,
Yeah,
what's it weigh?
this is 4 ounces.
Okay.
That's too heavy.
As I say, that seems a little heavy.
But this one will be
What do
two.
you do? What do you do? Cut down on your numbers of laminations?
I used a different schedule. I had 3/4 ounce cloth, then carbon fiber, then 6 ounce e-glass. And so I went with 3/4 and then carbon and then 3/4. Left the e-glass out of it.
I got you. Okay.
Hmm.
And when they started talking about how light they were, I knew darn well this 4 ounce wing ain't gonna be heavy enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're forging new ground. Have you got us, Phil?
Well, I hear you now, but not in my ears. I'm trying to find my settings and get my earplugs turned on. My other earplugs apparently are says they got 58% left in them. That's usually plenty, but it's not working.
They're probably not paired.
Well, that's the ones I always use. These are the different pair. AirPod Pro Connect. Okay. Now you're in my earpods. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So hi,
Eh,
So what?
you doing okay?
Oh yeah.
How about you, Sparky?
yeah, I'm good.
Good deal. You gotten any flying in yet? Get ready to go to Bronax?
No, was supposed to fly today, but we went shopping. Did all the shopping, and MasterCard put a fraud alert on Chris's card, and froze it so we couldn't check out.
Hmm.
So the day was ruined chasing that.
Well, we're planning. Everybody's planning to go in the morning. Kermit called me a while ago at 1 in the morning. I'll be parked at 9 a.m. I've been looking at the weather, and
John, you're upside down.
that's what I was going to say. John, how in the heck?
It's hard to do that, you know.
I mean, I know you're Santa Claus and all, but that's weird there.
That was my Batman pose.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we're going in the morning, but the weather, according to my weather service, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a good day as far as wind. It's going to rain all night tonight, and then be windy in the morning. So we'll probably be at lunch somewhere tomorrow.
Oh,
Oh,
I spent a large portion of this morning chasing down. I thought I'd gotten hacked, so I was chasing it down, and it still wound up. I changed a lot of passwords and stuff like that, so just make sure.
yeah. I ended up supposed to go fishing this weekend and ended up bumping my elbow somewhere. I got bursitis in my elbow and had to go they gave me a prednisone. Well, prednisone makes me feel like a 20-year-old. I got energy. I can bend over. I got my equilibrium's the best it's been in years. You know, all that crap. My balance is wonderful. How long you want me to stand on one foot? It's no problem. But
Really?
sleeping,
That's out of the question, huh?
yeah, that's out of the question. I just wired to the dang walls until next Thursday. So here we go.
There you go. Well, you know, back when you were that age, you could stay up like that anyway. So
Yeah, but
uh,
I can't do it now. But I'll tell you what, I got out there and mowed the yard this evening, and buddy, I can tell it. It's I mean, I've got a riding lawnmower, and I'm still pooped.
I'd go out and mow all the neighbors' yards and that, and you'll be ready to sleep.
No, I took a nap. I can take a nap in the middle of the day, but at night when you're supposed to sleep, forget it.
Yeah.
Get
I'm
up.
having that problem too. I can't get to sleep at night.
Yeah, I can sleep in the daytime just fine. I feel like a dang bat.
Hmm.
I don't know what it is,
Turn,
but
turn your camera upside down, and we'll all be
yeah,
hanging around together.
I went up today about 1 o'clock, and I said I'm gonna take a 15-minute nap, or I'm gonna sit down there. I'm gonna lay down there and close my eyes 15 minutes, let this headache medicine take effect. And it's really allergy medicine, but anyway. So I lay down 15 minutes, and 2 hours later, I finally got up. The dog wanted to go out. He woke me up.
Doesn't look like we're going to have any good flying weather till Monday.
I found that usually it was the case during the summer months when I was really actively flying a whole lot. That the week could go when I was working, the week went along really good flying weather every day of the week.
And in the weekend would stink.
The weekend would stink, yes.
Eh,
John, that's just life. That's just the way fishing. I mean, fishing. That's just the way flying weather goes around here. You just get used to the idea. Monday through Friday, you're going to wish you could fly, and Saturday is going to be yuck.
Well, we should have a control line flying day then, you know, time, like instead of daylight saving time, and have control line flying saving time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm telling
Just
you, we need to do
scoot the
something.
days over about 3 days, you know, so that.
We need to do something different than what we're doing. I'm gonna guarantee you that much. Because we ain't doing something right. I don't know what it is, but we ain't doing something right.
Well, speak for yourself now. Wait a minute.
Well, I'm spending all my time. The days that are beautiful and I wish I could be out there flying, I'm doing something else. I've obligated to help somebody do something or go do something with somebody or something. Because 3 or 4 organizations I'm working with now. But the days that I've got that I could go flying, like Saturday morning, oh man, it's raining, it's cold, it's windy, it's always something here lately. This whole year so far has been just a mess. And it's not just me. Tom Looper's having the same problem. He said every dadgum week, through the week, you think you're going to be able to do something. And I mean, we're retired. We're supposed to be able to do something. The days are just a dang mess. And then the days that you have a doctor's appointment or something that you've got to go do, you watch. The weather will be just letter perfect.
Oh, yeah.
How's this for a container of micro balloons?
Good
Whoa.
Lord. What is that? The large economy size? I've never
The
seen one that big. That's like you'd buy for a real airplane.
West Systems Colloidal Silica.
That's what it is.
West Systems epoxies are darn good, I always found.
Yeah.
Not good for what I'm doing, but this is micro balloons. Big,
Oh,
big.
that's good stuff.
See how much they weigh? He picks them up with 2 fingertips.
They weighs nothing.
You sure there's something in there? Might be full of air.
Yeah.
That's that stuff you lay it down in the parking lot thinking you're going to open
Probably
it.
95%
You
air.
run across the parking lot to catch it.
Yeah. 5% micro balloons.
Yeah, 5% glass, 95% air.
Colloidal silica, whatever that is.
No idea.
And I need to thicken up some resin to go around the edges here when I glue them together.
Well, that ought to do it.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Well, Ed, I thought I saw you on television
Oh, they show
a
it?
couple days ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I thought,
I was
"Man, I
wondering."
know that guy."
He was
Oh,
interviewing everybody, and it's like, here's another one for you. It's like, all right, well, yeah, they'll talk to me, but will they use it? Well, that's good to hear. Thank you. Was pretty exciting. Our RC buddy of mine, his wife is a high school STEM science teacher, and she wanted to bring aerospace into the classroom. So I introduced her to the airport, the flight school, the maintenance school, my place. And she's putting together a tailor-made aerospace program to cover everything. So a lot of the companies here are looking for, well, I'm only interested in this. Well, I'm only interested in this. Whereas she's putting something together to show parents and the youth everything that's out there. And it started this year with her. And we've got 2 other high schools locally that are doing it now.
that's neat, Ed. That ought to go.
But yeah, my buddy that I fly RC planes with, his uncle flew his Bell 407 in, landed there right into school, and then we had Army come in with a Dakota.
Oh my goodness.
So it's that's how you get their attention.
Yeah, well, yeah, if that don't get their attention, something's wrong.
Yeah. And
Lots
was
of
really
noise. I say lots of noise.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is she had about 8 to 10 students at that time that were interested in something to do with aerospace. And so they had special wings on. So when they came over to you, you know that they're interested in stuff versus the other ones that are just there because they had to be there listening to this. And
I think
That's cool.
What would have been the ultimate guest to have to fly in would be Elon Musk to bring in and land one of his boosters there.
5.
I'll send him a message.
Yeah, tell them, yeah, we need you.
Yeah. I'll tell him John sent me over to you.
There you go. He'll listen, I'm sure.
So Gary, was did they show several seconds of the event and stuff, or was it just a couple
Yeah,
pictures?
it was a while. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a good showing. Yeah, I had the kids moving around there and would tell them about what they were
Yeah.
interested in and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Very neat.
Mm.
You just never know.
No.
That's for sure.
You know, everybody is trying to save control line, radio control, free flight. Well, you just never know who's going to look at something you're doing and say that kind of interests me and stuff. I talked to one guy that wants to be a pilot mechanic. He just happened to run across this and never knew much about the airport or much about aviation and got around it. And he hasn't stopped since. And he's got his private pilot's license. He's working on his commercial, but he's also going to airframe and power plant school so he can get that too.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Wow.
Yeah. I wanted to be a pilot, but I had glasses. And so I did not. I turned down college scholarship and you know said, well, if I can't go into the military flying, well, why do I want to go to school and do something I can't do? So, but then I got because of the draft at that time and what was available, the Air Force says, I'll guarantee you a job if you come on in here. And boy, once I got around it, that was it. You know,
Yeah.
so pretty lucky.
Tell you what, that's a good deal. But you built a heck of a business, and that wasn't luck.
Oh boy, let me tell you, everybody talks about vacation. What's that?
It's a vacation, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was probably the first 10 years was nothing but what are we going to do next? How are we going to make this happen and stuff?
I will make the bills this month.
Yeah.
Our first
Yeah.
10, our
Yeah.
first 10 years was how the heck do we make
we're-
the bills this month?
We're worrying about a $2,000 piece of special equipment and, and stuff. And it's like, holy smokes, man. How am I going to afford that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I remember those days.
yep. In
People
fact,
who,
was pretty cool is guys are staying right here in West Virginia and having a good job, and 4 of them and I wasn't too thrilled about it, but my 4 leads decided to go to Africa on a hunting trip.
Oh my.
And guess what? All their airline mileage and all that stuff, well, that's because of their travel. They
free.
didn't have to buy tickets. They didn't have to buy tickets. They had the points earned. Yeah, they spent about a week over in Africa.
We did that many years ago, not Africa. We went to California because that was someplace
Wow,
I
heading
always
there.
wanted to go. I had enough airline miles from
Yeah,
working Spectra and being on a plane 24 days a month.
yeah,
That I just checked in my airline miles and said, let's see if we got enough that I can get one of us free, and I'll try to pay for the other one. I don't know what I'm going to do about the kids. Shoot, we had enough to go, all 4 of us go, and we had enough to make a short trip to Florida a few months later along. I didn't realize how fast that stuff was adding up.
yeah. Hotels, hotel points, the car points.
Yeah.
Yep.
National
Yeah.
rental car back then paid good points. It was a better job than I thought it was.
Well, I mean, you're giving up a lot if you're not at home and you're
Oh, gosh.
traveling and things like that. So, what's the benefits?
Yeah, it's nice that there were some benefits, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I went in one night. I'm not gonna tell the whole story because it'd take 10 minutes. It's not airplanes. But I went in one night and I had a sack of toys in one hand and a sack of toys in the other, full set of the Transformers back when Voltron was the big thing. around here, my kids, we just could not get them the whole set. None of the toy shops had them all. But I had a good friend in Texas, owned a K&K toy distributorship. And he called me and he said, next time you're near Texas, you be sure and come by here because I've got something for you. Didn't tell me what it was. But I'd been gone for 2 months straight and not been home in 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, stopped by K&K, happened to be in Dallas, went by K&K Toys and saw Alvin. He hands me his two great big grocery bags, all 5 lines, all the stuff that goes with it, the full set. So I come home and I'm supposed to be going to New York. New York was socked in. They landed us, of all places, Greensboro. Well, that's home. That's where my car was. So I landed in Greensboro, got in my car, called my wife, told them I'm coming home, let the kids stay up. I get home, I shut the car off up the block, let it coast down in front of the street, front of the house, got out, walked in the front door. The kids are both watching Red Skelton on TV. My oldest daughter, who's 7, looks up at me, and she normally would have said daddy and jumped up, but she says, she could put one finger up and says, hold on a minute, she wanted to hear the punchline. I don't blame her. I love Red Skelton too to this day. But anyway, my youngest daughter's 3, and she looks up at me and she looks back to TV. She looked back up at me and she turned around to her mama sitting on the couch. Mama, who's that?
Oh, gee.
That was the end of my travel. I finished that trip. I had to go back to the airport the next morning and go to New York and finish that trip. The next week, I turned in my resignation. I asked them to ground me. They said, we can't ground you. We're going into the busy season. I said, hell, we've been going into the busy season for 3.5 years. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be home when she was born, but that was about it. I mean, it was just.
Yeah, we tell guys when we're interviewing them, you got to be happy. We got to be happy.
Yeah.
And I see too many companies burning people out doing that,
It'll do it. I never realized.
Depending on your age and where you're at, you can do some stuff, but then at some point in time, you can't do it forever.
Yeah, I love that job, but the thing that my wife and I joke about a lot is I used to go to the airport and I'd have my clothes, suit bag and a suitcase, and I'd have a tool bag, and I carried a camera bag with me everywhere I went. Well, they'd look at my cameras and they'd look through them and they close them up. Nice cameras. I said, well, thank you. And then they'd look at the tool bag and they say, you gonna take the airplane apart? Well, my answer was always, you realize I'm gonna be on that airplane, right? And I let it go at that. Well, back then you get away with that. You can't do it now.
Yeah, that's for
But
sure.
back then you could show up 30 minutes before departure time and get on the airplane. Try that now. Even with a TSA quick pass, you can't do that now. We just went to Albuquerque last week and you can't do that now.
Wow.
It's crazy. If you ain't got 2 hours, you better forget it. You better plan for going next flight or something.
In some cases, it takes you more time to get through that than it does to fly where you're going.
We went somewhere. I don't remember where we went, but we went through Charlotte. Charlotte used to be a breeze. It took us 2.5 hours to get through TSA. The flight was 30 minutes. Oh, we flew to Atlanta. The flight was 30 minutes. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. But on the other hand, do you want to be safe or do you want to be quick?
Yeah,
How many terrorists have they caught? None. 0. It's a waste of time.
Well, it might be, but just that one time that they get one.
Yeah. Since they've been doing it, they've caught nobody. It's a joke. And the security's not very good either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still
How many
makes me feel a whole lot
planes
better.
have been commandeered?
Still makes me feel a whole lot better because you could be on one of them. We could do away with it, but we could be the next one saying let her roll. Let's.
Yeah.
There's other things they can do to make it more secure.
Well, I agree with you, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm the guy that always gets picked because it's happened twice so far.
26.
I'm on the
Yeah, you're on the watch list.
no, I'm on that. We went and got the TSA quick pass, so I get do what? Pre-check.
Yeah, that doesn't
So
do me
I'm
any good.
supposed to get through without any problems at all. I don't even have to take my shoes off.
Yeah, right.
Twice in 4 flights, I got picked as a random pick out of a group of people, and I had to go through there and put my arms up and all that crap.
I got too much metal in me, even though I'm pre-approved, so it doesn't do me any good.
Well, I think I'm the same way. It's I don't know. I guess I look like an Arabian or terrorist or something. I don't know what it is.
Well, you do. You hang around with the terrorists, as I understand.
I do. I hang around with a terrorist, a
Yeah.
little black and gray one.
Inside job. Joke.
Yeah. So, I heard you talking about weather-wise. Same thing here
Mhm.
and stuff. We
How
just
was it
had a
today, Steve?
storm pass.
Well,
Wait
we
a
were
minute. Now your bud popped out again.
we got a little sprinkled on when I first got out there about around a little before
Now
11.
your bud's died.
And,
Both
and
of
then
them.
it was fine for a while. Every once in a while, it'd be a gust of wind. It was kind of nasty, but
We'll take him just
generally it wasn't bad. And then the rain was going to be moving in again about 1:30, so we packed up and left. But
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. I think our next opportunity is Monday.
yeah, I just was looking at it.
Hey, can I? You're in the middle of mixing. I want to show you this spinner I got. So let me know when I can do that.
Yeah, let me get this laid up.
Yeah, get that going. I don't want to interrupt that.
Hey, Gary, before I forget, 31st of May out at Flying Wing Nuts, we got a little fun fly.
Oh,
So if
there.
you're looking for something to do, stop on by.
Where's that, Ed?
What day is it?
St. Mary's, West Virginia, right at Gary's home territory, pretty close.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, our field's about the same distance downriver that Wingness is above river,
Mm.
upriver. Yeah.
Gary, where do you live?
Marietta, Ohio.
That's the Ohio. Ohio is
Yeah.
close to West
Yeah,
Virginia.
yeah,
Oh,
we're on the
West
high
Virginia
river.
goes quite a bit
Williams.
west.
Quarter.
Yeah, just go up the river or down the
My
river,
geography's all screwed up. Okay.
or I just cross the
Close to
bridge.
Kentucky.
I need to come see you guys to wait a minute.
I just
I
cross
need
the
to come
bridge
see
and I'm
you
in West
guys to use
Virginia.
one of these things. Bamboo
Fly
fly
rod.
rod. I need to come see y'all and use fly rods because I know Ohio's got a lot of nice trout streams, but West Virginia's got one that I didn't know about. That's right there near the flying field where we've been going to the flying field. Less than 20 miles is a world-renowned trout stream. I said, well, ain't this cool? I didn't know nothing about this. I've been in the
Yep.
airplanes all my life, but I'm just getting into trout,
Yeah.
But I've been a bass fisherman, but these trout are something new to me, but they're just a whole lot more fun. You don't have to have $100,000 worth of equipment to go out and catch trout. And it's just as much fun turning trout loose as it is bass. So
You need to go out hunting, fishing, fly fishing for Bonneville cutthroat trout.
I've never caught a Bonneville cutthroat, and I've never caught one of those bright yellow tiger trout. I'm trying to catch one of those. Trying to set up to catch one of those. But the first trout that I caught was in Washington State, and it was a steelhead. It's a trout that's gone to sea and back.
Yeah.
34 pounds. Actually,
You know, I
almost
beat the
35.
water to a foam fishing for those when I lived there for 3 years. I never caught one. Caught a ton of salmon, but never caught a steelhead.
Well, I've never caught a salmon. I'm going to Alaska to catch a salmon.
Oh, you got to try the Green River in Washington State.
Well, I mean, we're going to Alaska in July, so
Oh,
my wife got me set up on a salmon fishing trip and on a grayling fishing trip
what
Go
time
those
of
two.
the year you going?
this year,
Yeah, what time though? July or
July, second week of July.
be right at the end of the run?
Supposed to be right in the heart of it. That's what they're telling me. I don't know.
Well, I guess, yeah, you're right. Because I'm looking at, I used to commercial fish, so our season started a little earlier. And by that time they got all gathered up, where they're getting ready to go up the rivers and streams, why our season was over.
Yeah. Well, I
But
only caught that one steelhead, but I'm gonna tell you what, I was so tired when I caught that fool thing, I couldn't believe it. And it was weird. It went across the river to the pack house and went in the pack house. I ran across the river and never got above my ankles wet. The water was only about that deep.
yeah,
And the fish was this big and the water's this big.
yeah. If you want to, just say if you were in the late August, September up there, there's the Carlick River on Kodiak Island
Yeah.
is the place to go.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Steelhead.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, we thought about making a later trip, and we thought about, we trying to do it where we could stay a few extra days and go do some more fishing and do it. Well, my wife tried to bend it around to suit me best she could. And the long and the short of it is, if you do the fishing, you're going to miss something else. She want to do the train trip, and the height of the train trip is a week we're there. So
That's right.
I said, this is your 50th as well, so we're going to do the stuff you want to see too.
Summers are short up there.
Yeah,
they're magnificent, but they're short.
Yeah, they're the one thing we're not going to get to see that both of us really I want to see again, and she wants to see is the Northern Lights, and it's the wrong time of year. It's six. I mean, summertime. It's 12 hours of daylight, 24 hours of daylight.
Yeah, you got to be there between like October and February.
Yeah, when I was there, it was late February, and I'm telling you, they were beautiful, but it was so bloody cold out there. He's wearing so many clothes, you felt like, oh. And they come pick me up in a full track vehicle to take me to the outpost. The homes are upstairs and the downstairs is a shopping center type situation, and everybody lives in this thing. It's like a big bunker, but bigger than any shopping mall I've ever seen. But anyway, that's where everybody lives in Juneau. So now there are
Juneau
houses.
doesn't have a lot of land, Juneau doesn't have a lot of land around it.
No, it's everything. We went in one way, and I kept thinking, why do we go this way? I mean, I see it over there. Why are we going so far around it? He said, because that stuff in between here and there, in the summertime, that's called a lake.
Yep.
He says, this track vehicle we're in is not exactly light.
Well, in Juneau, as you know, if you've been there, Juneau is, less than a quarter of a mile at the widest before you hit the mountains, and they go straight up.
Yeah, they do go straight up. I said, that's a cliff. He said, no, it's just the mountains.
Yeah.
I don't know how they get up those mountains, man. Those are some hardy people. I'm not kidding you. Those people are just plain tough.
It always bothered me when I lived up there that the state capital was in Juneau. The only way to get in Juneau was either fly in or dog sled in the winter or go in by boat.
Yeah, we had to fly in.
That's the only way to get there.
But it's crazy. I thought they had an airport. I mean, they got an airport. So
yeah, they do.
I'm thinking 727, 737, fly to the airport. No. You fly to the airport, and I forgot where that goes. Then you get on a Beaver and you come into Juneau.
Right.
And I thought, what the heck is this all about? Man, I'm telling you, there's some hardy people.
Well, at one point, they voted to move the capital from Juneau to Talkeetna, and they did a huge study. They had the area figured out. They were starting to go with it. And somehow or other, I moved about that time, and somehow or other, like almost anything, it all of a sudden stopped, and nobody knew anything about it.
Yeah.
But Alaska politics are kind of funny that way.
Well, I've got my fly fishing teacher grew up in Alaska, and he's one. I said, do you ever plan to go back, Tim? He said, oh, I go back every summer to see my folks and see my brothers and sisters. Do I ever plan to move back there? Oh, heavens, no. He said it took him 10 years down here before he could handle the summer heat. But he said now when he goes home, he about freezes to death.
Yeah, that's why I won't go back. Too cold. I can't handle the cold anymore.
Well, I can't. I
I used
never
to,
have.
I used to go racing on snowmobiles at 40 below, you know?
Oh Lord.
Oh, yeah. That was just normal.
Well, how do you
I've never,
manage during the Christmas season?
Lots of insulation. I have good elves up there in
I've
my,
never until the last 5 years had much insulation, but I've got it now. We call it the fat of the land.
yeah. Well, those elves up there, they've been working at this job for a long time, Bob, and they don't need me up there anymore.
Well, I tell you what, that's the thing about that place that got me. The cold was one thing. I mean, when you can spit and it freezes in the air, hits the sidewalk, busts and melts just right now because it's heated sidewalks. I couldn't figure it out. The sidewalks were so clear. It's because they're heated. But you're
You never,
walking, you're walking from the building to the track vehicle, which is not 100 feet, and the guy's getting out and grabbing the gun because he sees a bear over here in the side and he's afraid it's going to come attack us. So my word.
you never did the piss test where you check to see if it was cold enough for it to freeze before it hits the ground?
No, but I spit and I spit up and it popped and then hit the ground and busted like a piece of china and then melted on that sidewalk. That was the craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
I've been to,
I think
I've
I'm
been
a,
in a snowmobile race where you had to take a piss and you look around, make sure no women around, and you just do it, and it'd freeze before it hit the ground.
I'm afraid something else would freeze.
Well, we better
Hey,
talk about airplanes
hey,
now.
Ed.
Yeah, how about some
Yeah,
airplane
yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Ed, when's the wing nuts flying?
The 31st of May.
31st of May. Okay.
31st of May. Can't, no, I'm busy then.
Do
Oh,
you,
Lord.
do you need any help with transportation or anything?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Okay.
I'm going to have to come see you guys and go just, I'm going to have to plan on spending an extra day up there and finding one of them rivers.
Oh, we can certainly show you a bunch because that's what my son does.
I may
And
have,
that he does catfishing. He's done the trout. He's done the bass.
well, I love the bass and the catfish, especially to eat the catfish, but I prefer to catch the trout.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun.
Yep.
Might plan an extra day and try to do that one day. It's about all I got that time of year. I thought I was supposed to be retired, but every time I try to do something, it's always some kind of time restraint with something else I've said I do. And now I have to plan stuff 6 months ahead because if I don't, it just doesn't work.
That's the thing about retiring, you don't know how, 6 months after you're retired, you don't know how you got anything done while you were working. It just wasn't
Oh
enough.
God, that's the truth. How'd I ever have time to work?
Yeah.
You want to go out? Is that what you're after? You want to go out?
That terrorist talking to you.
Yeah, he's jumping up my lap and looking. He's over here staring at me. Guys, I'll be back in about 15 minutes. We'll take you for a short walk.
We'll time you.
All right, I'll be back. I'll be back in the short.
We'll make sure we get all the interesting stuff all talked about.
Hey, wait a minute now. You leave
Yeah.
some of the interesting stuff for when I get back.
Yeah.
Airplane stuff, no less.
Uh, I tell you, it's a good bunch of guys we got here.
Yep.
Except for one old grouch. We got one old grouch. Guess who he is?
Yeah. He's not even looking at us. No, we're not talking about you, Mike.
What finger was that?
No, he gave a thumbs up. I think he gave a thumbs up.
I think it, okay.
Let's hope it was a thumbs up.
Shoot. I actually went in and looked in the shop the other day, and I actually moved some stuff around. My goodness, it's getting
Um,
close.
I keep straightening things up and then I keep messing things up again.
I'm clearing out. I'm clearing out another room to expand the shop because the shop. One reason it's too small and I got so much stuff in there I can't move around when I get in there. So I'm expanding it out to 2 rooms now. So maybe I'll have enough room.
Well, my man cave here is about 22 by 40.
Oh, you got lots of room.
Yeah, it was a garage, and that's where I was rebuilding some cars before and stuff. But I got rid of all that.
Oh,
Yeah, I got lots of room.
I'd
Lots
love
of
to have
room.
that kind of room. My shop is about maybe 10 by 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know when Gordon was younger and his shop was smaller than that, and look at the
Yes.
planes he put out. You know,
I want to know how the heck do you guys deal with all these dings in this soft balsa? You know,
Yeah.
you do stuff, you get it real nice, and then you move it around, do something. Now you got a ding here and you got a ding there.
yeah.
oh, that's easy. That's easy. You spit on the ding, rub it in, get out your monocoat iron and heat it.
Uh-huh.
It
I'll have
swells
to try.
right back out.
I'll
Just
have to try that and that. Yeah.
if you can't, if you don't have enough spit, you can just put a little water on there.
Maybe a couple drops of beer then.
That'll work. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is so for a 560 square, and the aircraft is just about done. And I'm at let's see here, I'm at 1 pound and 11 ounces. Does that sound about right? So I should be about 112,
27,
113 ready to cover.
what are you, about 27 ounces, 1 pound? Let's see, 16 and 11, 31, 37 ounces, right? Ready to cover. That's with
Yeah.
the with the tank and the wheels and the engine.
Well, no electric in it yet.
You might want to look. It might be okay, but you might want to look where you can cut a little weight out.
That ain't possible. But what I've been kind of noticing is it seems like if you say 500 squares, then your target is don't go past 50 ounces
That's right.
from what I've been seeing and hearing. So it looks like I'll be okay. I just kind of curious.
The
Yeah.
good rule of thumb is um, 1 ounce per inch. I mean, so if you got a 60-inch wingspan, a 60-ounce airplane, that'll be right on the target.
Oh, so 57. Okay.
57. If you got a 57-inch span,
That's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
that's the way it's
I'm
always
sorry.
worked
Yeah,
out.
55. 55.
So you're looking for 55 ounces. No, try to keep it there.
Okay.
That's a good rule of thumb. We used to try to keep it under 13 square inches per ounce. We went after the square ounce, square inches.
I
Mhm.
only say that because that's the way it's worked out mostly in my life, you know.
No, yeah, I said that's a good rule of thumb.
Well, it's a Brodak Corsair kit, so and I'm modifying it a little bit. So it was just something I was trying.
Yeah.
In fact, let me try to pull it up here.
Don't make me share nothing because I can't get off what I'm doing until I'm done here.
All right.
Mhm.
I don't know how the screen will work.
It won't
So
right now.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
nice.
That looks
Oh,
awful nice.
it's modified for an F2G,
Uh-huh.
and I did partial covering with monocoat because I didn't know how I was going to be able to do it otherwise,
Gotcha.
and halfway decent. So anyway,
Looks
but
good.
yeah, I was 100 and 1.11 as you see right here.
That's
And the whole idea
Okay, hold on.
is that's the
the racer.
scheme.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got to meet I forget the guy's name now. The guy that owned and rebuilt that. I was talking to him at Oshkosh, and so
Hmm.
I figured I'd give it a try.
Next time you go to Oshkosh, if he's there, you can bring it in and set it on the flight line.
Oh no, he crashed one and passed away.
Oh, too bad.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Like they say, there's old pilots and there's bold pilots.
yeah. But yeah, I was just doing a little bit of modification and stuff, and it's like, well, it certainly seems light to me, but after doing RC planes with no retractable gear and servos and flaps and all that stuff, it's like, oh, this thing's light.
I know there was a guy in our club. His name was Gus Vogel, and he was a barnstormer. Is that right, Steve?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's crashed more airplanes than anybody you know, but he did it on purpose.
Is that the guy who crashed into Barnes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never saw him do it, but I saw movies of him doing it.
Is that where Barnstormer got its name?
No, they were calling Barnstormer. The Barnstormer, they'd fly out of farmyards and they'd have a big air show there real quick, and they'd get all the roofs out there and they'd strip them of all the money they could while they were there, and then they'd pack up and fly to the next county.
Oh,
Damn thing's leaking off. Yeah.
They had a lot of old pilots from World War One that was their only job, their only source of income, I think.
Can you guys hear that pump running in the background?
No.
no.
Okay, good.
Mm. Yeah. Most of the noise when you're trying to make it, it kind of disappears because I don't
Yeah.
hear it. It might start out a little bit, but then it goes away.
Okay, Steve, let me see your spinner.
Right there, you got it.
Wait a minute. I got to get you on here. Let's see.
Your
Spotlight.
background thing's trying to cut you out there,
I can't see
Steve.
across the damn room. Spotlight for everyone. Okay, there you go. Turn it. There you go. Back.
Yeah,
towards
too close.
the post.
There you go. Up.
It's because you got your background blurred. Every time you turn it, it goes blurry. There we go. Okay.
There it goes. That's work. That's good.
That worked. Did you get the adapter that it goes on? Okay. I don't know if that'll work or not.
That says it's a quarter 28,
Okay.
and then there's, the bolt at the end.
Except that the shaft that we're using is the 5/16. We'll figure something out, but that spinner should work.
All righty.
If nothing else, you got the nut you can put in the spinner that I gave you.
Yeah. This nut weighs more than the spinner. Now you can make Ed big and he can show his airplane better. Oh, he left. Ed has left the building.
Yes, he did leave, didn't he?
He's not there anymore.
Well, where did he
He'll
go?
be back.
There he
There
is.
he
We
is.
want,
Oh,
I gotta
there
make
he
it
is.
big, Ed.
Oh,
we
Get
were
your
gonna make
airplane.
you, we asked Bob to make you big so we could see the airplane better.
Okay. Let me
Sorry.
get a few more items. Ugh.
There it is.
So I'm working on the intake, and I'm trying to feather in, just like on the real one, on how they tried to feather in and match the old profile.
Mm.
And then you cut down the back end. And then,
Put a tall rudder on it, right? Yep.
Oh, yeah. So that's scratch built or kit?
now converted to a Brodak. So
Converted.
this bottom piece is the sub rudder that they had to put on because of the high torque
Ah.
and that. So it'll be like that.
Mm-hmm. You show the front end again?
Yeah.
that's
Okay, that's a hatch in the side for the battery, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
so
the
what motor are you
wingspan
gonna
on
put?
that?
Say again?
What's the wingspan on that?
55.
That looks a lot bigger than that.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I needed to, or if you guys do it, but I've got my rig pin hole right here. So when I wanted to do the lead outs, which I just did, I pin it. I pin it into the extra hole of the belt crank, and I did that during construction.
So that holds it, centers it. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
it holds it centered.
I
And
never
that's
thought
an
of doing that.
RC kit you converted?
Pardon me?
Is that an RC kit you converted?
No, it's a Brodak control line
Huh.
that I converted. Added the scoop because that's what they did. Which was interesting is with control line and stuff, the nose is extended. Well, when they had to put the 4360 on there, on the regular Corsair, the nose should be back here. It moved out to here. So it almost has the same proportions.
Cool.
Are you gonna fly
and
that
one more
in?
thing, which really surprised me, is I was hoping I didn't have to make a canopy mold.
Hmm.
And when I was at Brodak last week, the United canopy
How
Wow,
about
look at
that?
that.
fits on it and really is awful close to scale outline.
So are you gonna fly scale and stunt with that?
I just hope to be able to fly.
And
whatever I can do. Right now, you didn't see me because I was getting ready to soak my ankle again because I'm still going through recovery of the ankle. I thought I'd already be doing stuff, and I started doing stuff too soon and paid the price.
What motor are you gonna put in that, Ed? Do you know?
It is a 2826
Oh, okay.
920 to start
920.
off
So
with.
you're gonna use a 4S battery?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'm not sure how the weight's going to be as far as balance goes. But Dennis Adamison did cut out the wing leaning edge, so I've got an extra area to slide back, probably about an extra inch and a fourth.
What
You
was
won't be
it? Ed?
worrying about that.
Don't worry about it.
You will not be worrying about sliding things back, I'll bet you.
Okay.
What airplane was that, Ed?
This is the
Oh,
F2G
Corsair.
Corsair. Yeah.
Cool. The Super
Now,
Corsair.
I mean, another note, my dad worked on them a little bit, mainly F6F Hellcats, but my aunt was an engine mechanic on them at Goodyear Aerospace. My other aunt was a sheet metal inspector. My mom worked there mainly on dirigibles, though. So, we had Goodyear Aerospace right here at Akron Airport, where I grew up.
So you're gonna cover the wings with the red monocoat?
Oh, yeah.
Can I make a little suggestion? If you got any silk span left over, whether it's the double aught or the thinner, lighter stuff, which either one,
Right?
if you cover it with that first, and then just one coat of thin dope, so it's still will pass air, then you can lay that monocoat right on there, and you can do that starboard and sunburst pattern and all that quite easily. And the thing is, I have got planes that I've done this with that are 12, 14 years old, and the silk span has, or the monocoat has not shrunk or bagged up or done anything. It's stayed taut.
So you're saying cover it with silk span
First,
Cover it
first.
lightly with silk span first.
it's a
Then,
Norm Whittle thing.
no, it's not a Norm Whittle, it's mine.
And then instead of covering the whole thing with red monocoat and adding white stripes, do individual.
No, yeah, you cover it with, you lay your white stripes on, you cut your white stripes like a quarter of an inch
Yep.
oversized, you lay them in the position, you lay the red on it, and you're using your heat gun and putting it right to the silk span. The silk span holds it.
Really?
It won't come apart. It won't bag up. And once you do it that way, you'll wonder why haven't been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I was doing monocoat for two reasons. Supposedly I can do it lighter, but when I was working with the nose on how was I going to get everything to kind of flush in and look good. But once again, if you look at the real aircraft, you can see where it had quite a bit of Bondo work where they were trying to flare things in
Right.
and that. So, wow. Uh, I'll think about that.
Yeah,
But I've
well,
already
try it
I've
on.
already covered the tail, just
That's all
regular.
right. You try it on something and see how it works for you.
Yeah.
You only use one thin coat of dope over after you've stuck it on that.
Well, do you do the normal sealing of the wing structure first with thinned dope,
No,
3 coats?
no. You can do one coat if you want, but I never did. I put the coat on and then I put the wet silk span right on it and let it shrink. Once it's
Yeah.
shrunk, then I'll use one coat of thin dope, like 50/50 or even 75. Well, that's going a little too far, but thin. You only want that just to stiffen it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But you want it to be air permeable. So that, see, because the problem is when you're laying monocoat over monocoat, you can get bubbles because the gas in there cannot gas through. When you put
Yeah.
it on the silk span, it gases through and it attaches to the silk
Okay.
span and sticks really. I did a
Yeah.
whole article on the old Stuka stunt on this 2 or 3 page
Well,
article. And
I've used the woodpecker
well,
and would do the film prior to putting on another color on top.
Well, that
With
works, but this is so much easier. And like I say, what happens is it does not bag up. It doesn't get hot and bag up or get loose or anything like that. It stays nice and taut. I've got
Really?
15-year-old airplanes that are still taut.
Wow. Well, I
How would you
And
do
appreciate
that
that.
over open bay wing?
yeah, on open bays is really good.
Yeah.
Do it the same way?
Yeah, but when you lay it on, you start from the center of the open bay and work out. I work out from the center of the wing out. You learn the technique real quick as you start doing it because you see real quick what works. If you go from like if you go from rib to rib, you got a belly in there. Well, a silk span, you know, you have to really work to get it to shrink down in there without wrinkling. But if you start from the center in between the ribs and work towards the ribs, you get it down, and you don't have the problem.
So, but you got to watch your iron temperature.
I usually, be honest with you, used one temperature for just about everything on that iron. So it's set it there. And,
Oh, yeah. See, now if I overlay it, I always use a lower temp
but
and
see, you're
just
not
go from the
overlaying.
middle out and smooth it, and then
Yeah.
get it hotter.
You can play with it that way. I never worried about the overlays because they were only a quarter an inch, you know.
Yeah.
And so I could just lay the one down and then lay the other on top of it, and you know, heat that and stick it down and bring it right up on there. And you want to get onto the, when you're overlaying, if you want a straight line, you want to make sure you get that straight line first, and then you pull it over, you know, so that you don't get a crooked line going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I could show you an airplane I haven't done anything with that is over 15 years old that's done that way. Let me
Yeah.
give you a minute here.
Well,
Oops, I see one sliding. Be careful, John.
I'm being careful. Success.
you're really not worrying about extra weight because you're not putting as much monocoat on with the underlying of silk span.
That's right. Okay, this is dusty on the top, but you can see here, this is 15 years old.
That's monocoat?
That's monocoat.
Let me make him big.
You
Hold on.
sneaky bugger. I always thought that one was painted.
No, that's monocoat.
Oh, you jumped around. Where did you go?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
He's big. I can see it.
Yeah,
But that's,
Okay.
it's dusty on this side. But you see what I did with the lettering? I just did a lighter color.
Uh-huh.
But
Wow.
that, you can tell that the plane's been around. You can tell by looking at the fuselage.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I was concerned about monocoating. You know, normally on a fuselage like the Corsair, I would be fiberglassing or silking it, which is a lot easier for me. So I was a little bit concerned about monocoating it and that. So,
Well,
wow.
try
But it
something.
makes good sense on the wing.
Yeah, get something, get an old wing or something you got laying around, and try it. Just play with it.
Yeah.
The learning curve is real slow, real fast, and
John? Oops.
like I say, it holds up. It lasts a long time. I did it on my Legacy, and I built my Legacy clear back 2003 or 4, and it's still tight.
Hmm.
So it works. I did an article, and not actually an article, it was a forum post on the old stunt, Stuka stunt. Somebody saved it. I think they posted on the Stunt Hangar, but I don't know. I haven't been able to find it for a while.
If anybody can find that, I'd like to read it.
Yeah.
Well, you got basically the whole gist of it right here. Right now.
Yeah.
And the thing
I
is, The
I
thing
gotta
is,
step away a second.
yeah, the thing is, Phil, is if you got an old wing, it's not that you can test it with. That's the way to do it. Test it that way.
Well, I don't have an old wing, but I've got a wing I'm getting ready to cover, and I was thinking about doing it in monocoque.
Well, you can do it that way. Then do it. Cover it with regular or even the light. The light silkspan will work because you're doubling up on your coverings.
Yeah.
I prefer the old double aught, but you know,
Well, I've got a bunch of double aught. I've only got very little ultralight.
we'll go with the double aught because you're going to save weight actually,
Okay.
and then try it. You know, take your time. Just start on the bottom where it doesn't matter as much. You know, and
And you're just going to paint it down around the outside and then let that dry and then one coat over the whole thing.
right.
Okay.
You know, one light coat of dope on the silk span. You know, let it shrink up. You know, put it on wet. Let it shrink up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My only question is how do you get it to stick to the wood if you don't have but just what you're putting on it right now on it?
Well, it it does. You know, you put enough on the borders to make sure that it's stuck down well.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it a shot. I'm getting ready to do the 40,
Yeah.
under 40. I'm gonna do it in bright red and yellow trim like Gordy's plane. I saw that picture and it just stuck in my head. I was gonna do it as a profile, as a Mark IV profile. And then I said, I like that darn 40, Pathfinder
Yeah.
40. So I'm gonna do that. Call it a Pathfinder 40 Mark II because it's got a different wing in it.
Well, the other thing that I found out in doing it this way is you know how after so many years the monocoque gets kind of brittle.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Uh, this isn't brittle.
Gracious.
You hear that?
Yeah. I took a sailplane that was, oh God, it's gotta be 40 years old. I took it out flying it, and the first 4 or 5 launches it was perfect. But the next launch I got a little too heavy on the winch. Kapow! What in the world? I thought I busted a spar. Monaco had busted just full length. Full length.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
it back. Was lucky to get it back. The Legionnaire 140. But
Yeah.
I recovered it and it's ready to go again. Good old airplane. Been flying that thing since 75.
Wow.
Mark
Well,
White, good evening.
Good gracious, would you look who joined us?
hi, Mark.
No, Mark.
Mark who?
Okay.
Good
Hi,
to
Mark.
see Mike, but Mark's here too.
I'm here. I
Good.
wanted to listen to see what I could learn and also kind of give you a little report on a couple of things going on. But I don't want to interrupt whatever you guys are doing.
Oh, please do.
Thank you,
Please,
Sparky.
Mark.
Well, first thing I wanted to talk about was something that I'm hoping we can duplicate around the country, and that is when the powers to be at Triple Tree agreed to build circles. It was a panicky situation because I didn't know who was going to come. So about 3 or 4 years later, Pat Hartness agreed reluctantly to have a contest because Triple Tree Joan All Week is not a contest, it's a fly-in. But he found out that we have mature people. We don't have people who fly when they're drunk. And it went real well, and we got more people. And then I just had this idea, why don't we have a stunt camp? Why don't we just, since we were getting some of the best flyers in the country to come, they would be terrific coaches. And this was not my original idea. Actually, Derek Barry told me about it because he would do it with a few guys, either in Florida or Georgia, about a month before the Nats. Randy Smith would be one of those. And I think there were some other good flyers in that group. So we've had that each year right before the contest during Joan all week. But a few years ago, and it's not public, so I have to be careful how I say this, during COVID, um, I was able to get 35 or 40 people into Triple Tree for stunt camp. And the nice thing about it was there was no one else there.
They were all 60 foot apart.
I'm sorry?
They were all 60 feet apart.
Yes, yes. And that's one of the issues with Triple Tree is that Control Line was the last, the last of the flight lines to go in, and therefore it really didn't have a lot of margin. So we found ourselves with the bulging electric line flying over us. And I don't think it was purposeful. It's just hard to see from that distance where your airplane is.
Mm.
So I had asked and I said, what do you guys rather do? And they said, we'd rather have a stunt camp not during Joan all week. So it was 3 days. It was last week. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Will and I came late Wednesday. I'm sorry. And, you never know what you're going to get. We had some great people. We had a good turnout. But when I asked the flyers, what's the one thing, what can we do? What can I do? What can Will do to make sure that by the time you leave, you're happy with your trip? And of all things, and this was great, judging was first. And I said, this is cool as hell. So what we did something like we do with the Nats, if you've ever been a Nats judge. And we had someone perform. It happened to be Joe Gilbert. We asked him not to fly well, but he did anyway. And there were about 18 people with judging sheets in their hands. And it was a great session. I mean, they just loved it. And the thought came to me, well, why don't we make stunt camp not just reserved for pilots? Why don't we make stunt camp a place where people can learn how to judge? People can learn the value of judging to be a pilot.
That is a great idea.
And so when I asked him for more feedback, Joe said, I'd like stunt camp to be another day because I have a long ride. And I think that may have been Thursday. So Thursday night, I got a hold of Rob Williams, who's the executive director. He came from Sun and Fun. And I said, Rob, can we have 4 days next year, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, ending on a Saturday so people have drive time? And would you advertise it on Triple Tree's website? He said, absolutely. So we have those 4 days, and I asked if Steve Smith and or Mark Overmeyer could come, because they're much better at handling that than I am. And Mark has to be in Australia for the World Championships, but it looks like right now anyway, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, that Steve might be able to come. And,
Well, he's
and
here.
I'll
You
tell
can
you
ask
what, I'm sorry?
Steve is here. You can ask him.
Oh, he already asked.
Well, I don't see him on my screen, but I know he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
So I think from what I've heard from everyone, the 3 days went great. We went under the, Phil's been there. Some of you have been there. Sparky's been there.
Couple times.
We have a permanent pavilion down there, and we put the chairs in a big circle, and we just started talking. And I said, some of you guys just have tips that others just don't know. And all of a sudden, Joe Gilbert started talking about the height of a tail wheel. Okay, it wasn't a building session. It was a flying stunt session. But if you get your tail wheel height right, and Joe performed, he and Joe Daly said, the easiest way to make a non-bounce landing is when the plane comes in and ready to hit, push the lines in and take the tension off the airplane. I didn't know that. I've been flying for a while. A lot of guys do, a lot of guys don't. So the sharing of the ideas was terrific. And it wasn't because of me, it was because people were willing to share. And then you have a guy like Will, who was working with some of the lower, stunt class people who haven't been in it long enough. And of course, he serves great deals all day long. And it was awesome. And we collected a good amount of money. We presented it to Rob, and he was happy with it. Um, so I'm hoping we can duplicate it in other parts of the country. I mean, you can, you can. And one of the things I hope is that more people will volunteer to judge. And it's the old thing of, and I know Mike said, let's not have a bitch session, but I'm head of Pampa, and Pampa is about contests. And the difference between a contest and a fun fly starts with a J, a judge.
Judge.
So everyone wants to fly, and everyone wants to go to these great events, and everyone wants to participate except volunteer. So right now we're short judges. And two of us volunteered to judge, even though that was not really our desire, and we're doing that to make sure that we have a good contest. But I got to tell you, that gets old. It gets old. So, but it's true in every club, in every organization. And I wish I could change that, but I can't. So I'd rather do what I can do to make sure contests keep going on. But the stun camp was awesome. I invite, we're going to limit it probably around 40 pilots, because otherwise you have too long a wait on the circles. I mean, if you're a combat flyer, the combat folks are flying the first 3 days during Joan All Week. Mike knows all about that. He was very influential in it. And, I don't care if someone gets the control line. I don't care what direction they go, whether it's combat, stunt, speed, team, scale. We all know it's a really neat thing to do. So we all got back. I got back around 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning on Sunday, I guess. And this Friday, I leave and meet Will down at Triple Tree again for 8 more days of Joan All Week. And what we're going to concentrate on this year, because a lot of people won't come back because they went to stunt camp, and that's understandable. It's a lot of trip. We're going to have the ring rats there. We're going to try to get more people involved in flying. So that's the next X days. And then, I don't know, I think a couple of weeks later is Brodak. And then a few weeks later is the Nats. So it's a very busy, it's a good time, but it's a very busy time. Will puts a lot of into this. I put a lot into it. I think last year I had 42 days on the road for model. But to me, that's what it takes. It's not, I'm not looking for pats on the back. That's just what it takes. So I encourage people to get a hold of Steve and learn more about judging, because, one of the things, I think the thing we stressed the most was you need to know the judge's rule book. You need to know what the maneuvers are supposed to look like. You need to know when a maneuver ends and when it starts. And the best way to do that is live. That's just the best way. And
Phil's been through the training.
Yeah. And most of this is thanks to Steve. He's taken this on, and he's done a great job. So, and I got to tell you, in the last couple of days, I've spoken to 2 very good flyers. I mean, top shelf flyers who had the same concern, and I don't blame them. And the concern was, if I'm going to come to this event, what will the quality of the judges going to be like? And if I was a stunt pilot, I'd ask the same question. The problem is, I don't have a waiting list for judges. Steve doesn't have a waiting list, and Mark doesn't have a waiting list. So sometimes you just have to do the right thing for other people. I think it's probably somewhere in the Bible. So a lot of good things coming up, and you guys have contests all over the country. I'm not saying these are the most important event. The Nats might be. Brodak is a big event. It's as social as it is for flying. And So a lot of good things going on. I hope people will attend these contests, whether they're here or anywhere, and support Stunt and support Control Line. AMA has a new executive director. He was in-house, which I think is good.
Mhm.
So let's keep this thing going. Sparky does this. Sparky does a lot of things to keep it going. Sparky, I'm sending you a check, by the way. I'm sorry I'm late on it.
That's
But we gotta support each other. And I hope in sometime in August to visit West Virginia and get dizzy with the kids at that event, which is an awesome event.
If you guys have never gone and seen him do this, that man works his butt off with the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great event, and Ed is responsible for.
I'm talking about you, Ed too, but Ed puts on a hell of an event. But you and Will worked your butt off over those kids for 2
Well,
days. That was
aren't
amazing.
you and Wesley Dick about the same age?
Hey, I don't want to tell you my age.
I know how old Wesley is.
I don't even know what it is in Roman numerals anymore. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying there are always challenges. I think a lot of good things have happened, the last several years, and we're going to keep going. And my plan is to, right now anyway, my plan is to go with this until April 1st. And then sometime in the previous 4 or 5 months, see if we can find a successor. We'll see. Maybe it'd be better. Who knows?
No doubt that.
So a lot of good things. It's
You
good to
didn't
be on.
realize you volunteered for perpetual motion, did you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dennis Adamson, my former friend,
Former friend.
said, why don't you do this until you die?
Yeah.
Or the
I
contract
said,
goes
well, that
for
may
you.
accelerate it. So anyway, it's great to be with you guys. And let me use my ears more than my mouth. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys and just, I wish I could get to more. I hope next year maybe Will and I can grab it, get into a car and go visit VSC. It's on the list, on the bucket list. So anyway,
You need to make it to St. Louis one time and see our park.
I would like to do that. I'd like to make the
I'd
tour.
like to do that
I'm
too.
kind of planning my final tour of the country. I
We
want to
got a
make sure
super
that
park when it's clean.
I hit some spots that are important to me.
Sounds not
So
flooded.
that's it. Good seeing all of you.
Good
Steve,
seeing
thanks
you,
for
Mark,
everything.
as
Yeah.
always.
Well,
Good to see you.
you too.
Hey,
Ed,
looks like Mark Gerber came in.
All
Yeah.
right, Mark, you're up. Let's see your Bearcat.
I don't want to see my Bearcat.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You can see my house cat.
Bad day yesterday.
uh,
So I was making good progress. I got the third coat. I started to put the
Ooh.
third coat of the finishing resin on it. You can see it's starting to get a little shiny.
Mhm.
Nice.
But then I got my feet tangled up in the cords for the heat gun
Oh, no.
oh,
and fell into the Bearcat.
oh no.
And it's
Oh
hurting.
boy.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
that makes me sick.
That's severe damage on the wing too, right?
Well, I think it can be fixed. It didn't break the spars in the wing.
Mm.
So
Well,
I think I can save it, but it's going to be a setback.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while to get all the pieces back where they belong.
Man,
Oh my gosh.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
I had the same thing happen to me 2 weeks before the Nats one year. My airplane flipped off the table and broke it right behind the trailing edge of the. It's completely off. So that airplane was done.
I think I'm going to have to mold a new leading edge section here
Yeah.
and splice that in. Other than that, I think I can glue it all back like it was. I got some long needles on order. So I get glue back in here some of the places where there's ribs cracked and things. The tail's going to be more work, but the bottom part here is still intact. And the vertical stabilizer sitting over here, that's still, I lost a little bit off the front of it, but I think I can glue that back on. I think I can use that. So I may have to, the horizontal stabilizer broke in the middle. So I'm either gonna have to build a new one, or I still have the aft section of my Bearcat #1. And the horizontal stabilizer on that one was not really damaged during the crash. So I may try to get that one out of my old Bearcat, put it into my new one here. But so anyway, I think this can be fixed, but it's going to be a tedious job and consume probably several months till I get back
Hate
where
to
I
see
was.
that.
So
Dang.
Shame.
it was a bad day.
Yeah.
See that. Are you
Well,
all,
What's that?
are you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what Joe Gilbert said. He said, at least you didn't fall down and bang your head. I said, no, I didn't fall down. The Bearcat saved me, which is what
Wow.
happened. I started falling over, and only thing I could hang on to was the Bearcat, and
Yeah.
Mm.
You do beautiful work, Mark.
You do.
I used to.
Hmm.
So anyway, that was,
Any consolation, I know for 100% fact it can be repaired without you being able to tell that you did it.
well,
Absolutely.
that's my objective. But I there's an Al Raby video someplace, I think, or maybe it's another posting he put on the web or something. He had a outer section of one of his Mustangs got badly damaged in the wing, and he shows how he peeled the skin back and rebuilt the ribs and then put a new skin on it, and he came out with it looking pretty much like it was new. So
You can look on 2 channels, Paul Taylor or CL Guy. And he's got all of Wendy's tapes on there.
I don't know if it's a windy tape or something else, but anyway, I'm going to start looking for that. But I remember seeing that one time, and it kind of is my inspiration to not trash this thing, keep going. So, but the fuselage up here is in fine shape, and the other wing is good, and all the control surfaces were not on the airplane, so they're not hurt. So it's a matter of carefully putting it back together and trying to get back where I was.
One other thing from the peanut gallery is do not try to repair that stabilizer. Put in a new one or your old one from your other airplane, because it will not last if you try to join it in the center.
Yeah, it's cracked right through the spar in the middle, and
Throw it out.
yeah, I could build a new one quicker than I could try to splice it and then have to
Mhm.
hold my breath for 5 years or whatever to see if it's going to let go. I had a stabilizer let go one time on my T-Bird, way back in 2001 or something, and I was lucky. It hit the ground at a glancing blow, so I didn't have nearly as much damage as I could have. It could have totaled the whole airplane, but anyway, on the good side is I got this baby out and cleaned it up,
Nice.
and I will be
Is
putting
that
that
a
in the
parrot?
air.
Parrot?
Yeah, that's a Charles Parrott P-47. I'm building a new one. This is the one I built back about 1998 or 99,
Wow.
and the controls are really stiff, so I cut it open from the side, and it's sort of what I expected. There's a lot of fuel residue in this control section in there where the bushings are. So I wicked some alcohol in there, and it's freed it up quite a bit. So I may have to
Go
do
on
that one more
eBay
time.
and look for dry slide. That's what you want to put on your controls.
What do you call it?
I'll show you a bottle.
I had the similar problem with my Ryan. I think that in that case, it's the bulge, the ball links in there, not the bushings on the flap horn. So Steve, did I get an A on your course?
Oh, of course you did. Yeah, you did great.
Well, I can't find that bottle, but it's called Dry Slide.
Slide?
Dry Slide.
Okay. It's some kind
It's
of graphite?
Yeah, it's a motorcycle cable lubricant. It works great. It goes on
Okay.
in a liquid, but it dries, and it's just graphite,
You can get it at bicycle shops too.
probably.
High-end bicycle shops.
I'll do some Googling. I'll try to run it down.
I just look it up on Amazon, hit the button, it'll be at your door tomorrow.
Yeah. Probably right. Anyway.
Hmm.
Anybody got some good news?
Yeah, we're hopefully going to have flying weather in the morning for the first time in.
Yeah, it looks like we might have a decent weekend here. I'm glad to see it.
A little follow-up in regards to what Mark was having to say about the filler and stuff. So the Minwax that I use, my buddy called me back and he uses it, but with dope finishes and stuff, and he hasn't had a problem.
It doesn't turn purple with dope?
I asked him that and he said nope. So, but he said to be on the safe side, you always test it. He's like, oh, okay, well,
Interesting.
too late now.
That's helped me try to sort out the pieces on the Bearcat because I used the purple stuff on the tail section. I did not use any of it on the wing. And I ended up with a bunch of balsa wood pieces on the floor, and I sort of threw them. The purple ones go on the tail. Ones that aren't purple go back on the wing somewhere. So
Howard's phone is here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard's phone, how's it going?
Doing okay.
That's good. You flying today?
No, it's not clement.
Uh-huh.
Sure looks pretty out your back window. Bright shining.
Oh,
Your window's behind you.
yeah,
It's bright and shiny out there. That's something we haven't seen in a few days.
Well, it's cloudy and still daylight.
Yeah, here it's been so gray, it's ridiculous.
been windy here. I hope that settles down. But
Oh
again,
man, it's been windy this whole year. We
usually
haven't.
doesn't. The weather here doesn't settle down until about the middle of May, and we still probably have another couple of weeks to go.
They haven't turned the harp off yet.
Wind is blowing the wrong direction today. It's blowing over the shop. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Have you seen Peter lately? Peter from Florida?
No, he was in a week or two ago.
About a week or two ago and asked what lead outs do. And I finally got I drew a cartoon. I'll post it on the forum.
Yeah, it was good to see Pete. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Then he was on there.
Reading about him.
Yeah.
You ever get married? Did he say?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Um,
I didn't get to talk to him much. I was in Albuquerque or somewhere. I didn't get to stay on very long. I wanted to go to the stunt camp this past weekend, but I had to go to Albuquerque to that funeral, and that blitzed my chances of going to see that. So anyway, but then it's coming up again next weekend. And lo and behold, that's my grandson's birthday weekend. So I don't know. It's so many things that conflict lately. It's ridiculous. It's always, every time I try to do something, something happens. But we're gonna do what we can. I'll try to get by Triple Tree if only it's long enough to say hello. But if it's Saturday or Sunday and they need a judge, I'm not flying. I didn't come just to walk around. If you need help, holler. Say something. If I don't know, I can't help you. I mean, ask. All I can do is say no, yes or no. I mean, we finally got a couple guys that have learned that. I go by their contests every year, and for about 3 years, I've gone to just sit and watch because I don't take anything. I don't have anything that I want to land in that grass. That grass up there is like a Brillo pad or something. It's so rough that I've seen several planes lose their landing gear. And most of them fly gears that are mounted aluminum landing gear into the fuselage. And I don't have anything like that other than the SV-11, and I wasn't going to take it. So I went up and I didn't take anything to fly. And finally this year he says, would you mind, I mean, I hate to impose, but would you mind judging just for a few minutes, for a couple of hours? I said, man, anytime I'm up here, if I'm not got a handle in my hand, let me know. I mean, the only way we keep these things going is have judges. Let's go. I had a ball. They had a hot dog, a barbecue, or a Pepsi in my hand the whole darn day. I mean, it was amazing. They fed us. They kept us lubricated. We had a good time. And I had a great time judging. It was a ball. We laughed the whole day at each other and at everybody else. People kept coming by and saying stupid things and just making us laugh. It was a blast.
Once they're looking for judges at the Nats, you could laugh at me.
Well, I may just do that. I'm trying to get that straightened out. I've talked to Steve about it, and I may be one of the ones laughing at you this year, but
Okay, I have it coming.
well, I didn't see too much to laugh at last time. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm getting to the point I can do all the stuff that I said I'll get out and do this when I can. For a while there, it was walking a mile and a half without having to stop was an accomplishment. Well, I got that.
All right.
When I can stay up all day and not have to take a nap, that was an accomplishment. I've gotten to where I can do that again. So, not right now. I've been sick this past week, and I took a 2-hour nap today. But I'm not sleeping at night. I'm taking prednisone, and as soon as the sun goes down, I won't sleep till sun comes up, and then I can take a nap. But anyway, normally I can sleep at night and I can get up and go. So I'm getting through all the things that I set out. When I can do this again, I'll push a little farther and a little farther. So hopefully we're on track to be there for July. So we'll see.
Really?
I want to make sure something is clear with some of you, and that is we're not having a contest at Triple Tree this year. So we didn't call anyone to judge because we're not having a contest.
Oh, no. I was going to be there for the stunt school.
Okay. Well, okay. Stunt school, I went through the dates, but they're the 22nd. It's going to be on the Triple Tree calendar as soon as they give them the right verbiage, because they want to be able to explain what exactly it is, who should come, and not who shouldn't come, but who should come.
No, Will had called me and asked me if I was going to come and could I do this, and I had told him I planned to come, but my nephew passed away and I've got to go. It's the same weekend as his memorial.
Oh,
why they picked that week for the memorial, I don't know. But my sister-in-law had lost both her sons within 8 months of each other. I was not going to add to the misery and ask her to change the date. So we went and we took care of what we could do, and
well,
it's just all you can do.
Look, there are a lot more important things than flying model airplanes.
Well, that's true. That's true.
There are.
Yeah. I just hate when Will asks me to do something. Will don't ask much. When Will asks, I usually try to tell him, let me get back. If I can't say yes right now, let me see if I can change something and get back to you.
No.
Will knows if I can do it, I'm going to do it.
No, that's awesome. you know, I think it's a little bit blurry about how exactly you get judges to come to different events. And, you know, John Hill is the event director, but I wouldn't, and none of us on the Nats committee would say, well, John, it's up to you. You know,
Yeah.
you can't get enough judges, you're not a good leader. Well, that's not true at all.
No, that's not true
It's
at
a
all.
national event, and, you know, you need people who are willing to judge and willing to do it, you know, the right way by the book.
Yeah, this is true.
So I
Mark,
think
how many do we have firm commitments from?
for the Nats,
Yeah,
there were 8 confirmed, Steve,
yeah, that's what I
and
thought.
and we had a meeting, a Nats committee meeting, maybe a week ago. I don't know. I have a bunch of Zoom meetings, and John Paris volunteered to judge. Now, John has
Oh,
run the
wow.
event the last 3 years.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to fly.
John, because, you know, Mark said he'd like to have 12 if at all possible. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
got
There's
it to
only
9.
25 entrants right now.
How
I'm sorry.
many?
25. I just counted them.
Okay, thanks.
We'll get more than that.
So yeah, we will. So when John did, that brought it to 9. So I told Mark I would judge. So that brought it to 10.
Okay.
Okay. So if we could get 2 more, that'd be awesome. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we got a few months, and sometimes that backfires on you. Someone gets sick or, you know, things come up. You know that. So, you
Yeah.
know, looking, we're trying.
Okay.
That's gonna price your way right out of it. $130. Huh. No, not today.
Looks like Stewart's in his shop.
Yeah, it's the first time I think I've seen him.
Got my plane finished.
Ah, you gonna
Well, let's
show
see
off?
it.
See if any of you guys ever seen one of these before.
You go. Move pen. Looks like a trophy trainer.
Can you make them bigger?
Looks to me more like I have a big red bird on the wing.
Trying to find him. There he is.
You've never seen one before.
Never seen one before.
Orange taxi.
Yeah.
Let me see the nose and the tips.
Can you make it bigger, Spark?
He's working on it. He's trying
Big
to
as
find
it's
it.
gonna get.
It was, and then it went switched back.
No, it
Huh.
should be right size now. That's a Mo Best.
Nope. It's an orange taxi.
Orange taxi.
So what it is it's got a cardinal fuselage and tail,
I was gonna say Cardinal, yeah.
and this wing is from a different plane.
Oh, it's a Frankenplane.
Len, when Len had the wing, he called it a yellow taxi, so I had to call it an orange taxi.
So what motor you got in there, Stuart?
It's a 46 OS.
OS 46 LA.
I think it is the most popular sport motor out there right now.
And then I did some graphics on my sister. Show you that.
Oh, look at this.
Mm.
This is nothing big, but I just thought I'd add something to it.
Oh, there you go.
Looks nice.
That's an SV twister.
SV twister. I like the twister. That's cool.
So
It's just optical illusion. Thought he had the wing tip swept back.
Is that a stock twister, Stuart, or a fancherized?
rice twister.
Okay.
I'm hoping one of these days to get around to building the fancerized twister. Electric. I just cannot seem to get myself to get started on it.
Mm.
I know what Sparky's talking
Taxi.
about now. That wing is so simple, but I'm dreading building it. Don't know why.
Yeah, be careful. That wing ain't so simple because the one I built warped like a big dog.
Oh, I'm gonna jig it. I'm gonna jig it. I'm gonna jig it, and I'm gonna add an extra bay to each wing, and I'm gonna do a few other little things to it. Because I built a couple of those, and they fly great. I built one and just gave it away. Gave it to a guy that he was coming on strong, and he was looking like he was really wanting to learn to build, but he just couldn't build to save his life. I mean, if 2 drops of glue would do it, he put on 6, and he just was going like crazy. I said, if you got a motor and a tank, I'll give you the plane. Well, he showed up with a motor and a tank. We put it together, and he flew it that day. And it's the last time I've ever seen him or the airplane.
Ah, that's too bad.
A few
Yeah.
comments. Few comments say Derek Berry says he doesn't have a webcam. And of course, Daniel Berry says, yo. And John, let's see, Minnesota Mike says, John, the Angel plane ever in Clovis. And then Frank Zoller says, great tip on covering first with silk span and then with monocoat. Had never thought of it. Wish I had done it on my first quarter scale RC pits. And then Jeff's Train World says, hi, everyone. So.
How much do you guys pay for your AMA membership a year?
Too much.
I think it's like $75 now.
No, it's more than that. 90 something.
I got a notice. I don't know if I talked about this before. It's 125 for us.
That's crazy.
For the Mac or AMA?
AMA. And then we have to pay exchange on it, so it's like 175 bucks.
Oh Lord.
It's gotten to the point that, you know, I was going to go to Detroit this year, maybe for one of the contests. And I'm just going, I'm not going to, it just doesn't make sense for what it cost.
What does Mac cost?
I think it's 100.
Good grief. So you got to buy both?
That's 100 Canadian. That means 75 bucks.
Yeah, US.
Well, that's still, if they got to have both, good grief.
Well, they used to, from what I understand, it used to be, I don't even know if it was like nothing or it was like 20 bucks or something. Then all of a sudden it just, but it's too bad because I think I know somebody else that may not rejoin too for the same reason. If we only go over and do one contest, like who's gonna? I don't want to pay $175 plus a contest fee over there, which is usually aren't they about 30 bucks? And then so there that's like 40. So you're over $200 to go for one event, one on a weekend. And I'm going, it's just not gonna work out. I'm not gonna do it. So they're gonna lose some members, is what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Mark?
No, I'm sorry. I had a call from Triple Tree.
Oh, that's okay. You done your call?
Yeah, I'm fine. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, it's just I got a notice for membership for AMA. It was $125, and it's more than you guys pay down there. So I don't know what's going on. So
$125 for 1 year?
yeah. So
That doesn't sound right.
That don't sound right.
Something.
That's US, not Canadian.
That's US, as far as I know. It was.
No,
Let me just grab that notice.
that can't be.
I just paid mine, but I don't remember well, my wife paid mine. See if there's a renewal in here.
I paid 100 something for 2 years.
Yeah, I think mine was 125 for 2 years.
That's what I'm thinking.
Wait a minute, let me make him big. Hold on. Oh, come 1 year hold it up there again. 2-year affiliate membership, $240. 1 year
upside
affiliate,
down?
$125. Yeah.
There, got it upside down.
That's
No, it's
upside
upside
down.
down now.
Oh,
Turn it back the way you had it there.
Yeah. Yep. $125 for 1 year membership. Huh.
That's
I was
insane.
just saying, Mark, that's going to be. I figured it out.
Okay.
It was going to be about 100. If I went to one event and it was $30 for the event, it was going to cost me $211 roughly, give or take a bit on the exchange and everything. So it's like I was going to go to one in Detroit. And I'm going, it's not worth it. It's like, so I don't know.
Going to Brodak?
No, I was just going to go to in Detroit, Michigan.
Now, are you going to go to Brodak though?
Oh, no, sorry. No, I'm not going to, I can't afford to do that. So
This because you guys decided to drop the reciprocal membership. Mac decided to do that. Why don't you get rid of the guy at Mac who decided to?
well, I know that could be a big problem too. So it's like they should get rid of it. And it was it zero or what? I forget what they did. Was it one point? Do you know, Howard?
I
Bet Lynn knows if you can get in touch with him.
I don't remember, but yeah, we used to be able to go back and forth and not pay much to fly to each other's contests as long as we were a member of our own organization.
Well, I'm going to bring it up. I think I might bring it up to Mac's attention and say, it just, if it was like 25 minimal fee or something like that, that'd be okay. But just to go to one event, that just doesn't make sense. It's just too.
This is Mac's doing. They canceled that, and AMA responded in suit. So that
Yeah, I understand that, and that's something that I may. There's a meeting coming up, an annual meeting or something. I think in another month. So I may bring that up and say, what do you, this has got to be addressed.
Stuart, I wasn't aware of it, but I promise you, I will get a hold of someone on Monday.
Yeah, and I wish they could wipe it, or make it really nominal, because it's like, if you're going over, like I said, if you're going for one event, it doesn't make sense. Like to pay that much money for the fee.
Yeah, but you get such a great magazine.
Yeah, we get one here too, but
it's an epoxy mixing tool.
Yeah. So, oh well. That's too bad because I was looking forward to doing that this summer, and I'm just going, I just can't afford to do that. So
here's my magazine this year. There's nothing in it. Ads.
Stuart, I'll get back to you this week on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I just thought that I'd bring it up anyhow, and then I'm going to talk to Mac, try and talk to them about this because
good.
Unless it's some stupid insurance thing, I'm up here with where they have to do that or something. I don't know, but where they charge you. But I don't. If that's the case, I'd probably say go find another insurance company, to deal with. But bring it up because I think it's going to hurt a lot of the guys that are close to the border like this. So
It'll hurt a lot of people.
Sure. I mean, so I don't know. So hopefully, maybe they can talk to Mac too, or whatever, or vice versa, and get something done on that. Because again, it's like we don't go over very often. So I mean, if we're down there for the whole winter or something, that's different.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing it up.
Okay. Done bitching.
Darn if I can find a renewal slip in there. There's always one.
Maybe I can go out with a bang, Stuart.
No, we don't. No bangs. No bangs.
Well, your contracts for 20 more years, like I said earlier. You didn't hear me, I don't think.
There are just certain things that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least to me.
Oh, I know, but yeah. I don't think maybe they just they don't realize it. That's the thing too.
That's even worse.
Yeah, I'm looking at their website and they've got an affiliate applicant information. And anybody from another country is an affiliate applicant, and it's $125 for 1 year.
Yeah.
And ours is 85.
85, that sounds right. Yeah.
And even then, if we have to pay that, it's still going to be about 100, like at least 100, 110 if we paid 85. So
Even
it's
at
still,
85, your homeowner's insurance takes care of things first. It ain't right. They're paying for this magazine.
Yeah.
they could pass. I'll pass on the magazine, drop the price.
Yeah, me too. In a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't think that's an option,
I'd
unfortunately.
hate to ask what it costs to do those magazines because I know they're not cheap.
A
That's
lot.
not cheap.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot
but
of
this
money.
is an ad book. They're selling ads in
Yeah,
here.
that's true too. They're selling ads, so that helps pay for part of it. But I know that kind of thing because of my business. I knew stuff like that was expensive.
Was this under the heading of good news?
I hope not.
Someone said,
No,
let's
I
have
don't
some
think
good
so.
news.
I got my plane done, so that was good news.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, you got me started up.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Len Borrell.
Yep, we got him in here. I got to show Len this thing. He'll get a kick out of
Oh,
mine.
he's ready to come on.
You'll get a kick out of this plane because
He won't get a kick out of it.
yeah, he
I think he's got a.
part owner.
I think he and Naomi have a problem with the video camera because they went through the training this past week and they weren't getting video, weren't using video. But he should be able to talk to us. Hi, Len.
I'm so proud of the joining part. There's not even a join section in this book.
That's what I just noticed. It's the same one I'm looking at.
And there's no
Can
join in
anybody
here.
hear me?
I wanted to see the join in print.
Mm-hmm.
Did too, and I didn't find it at all.
It's on the AMA website.
Yeah. Well, at least you get,
$130 for a Nats entry is ridiculous too.
How much is that?
130
Oh, for the Nats for the year to go down.
for the Nats.
Yeah.
you know that. No, I ain't gonna say nothing. I was gonna say that don't make a bit of sense because the Pampa provides the judges, the computers, trailer. AMA's providing the ground and the electricity.
The trophies come from donations.
I'm gonna
I mean,
shut
I can
that.
see there's certain expenses.
I'm not gonna open that can of worms, huh?
The cost.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you. How are you?
Oh, okay. How are you? I've got major computer issues. I've been fighting with it for weeks.
Hmm.
The camera doesn't seem to want to work for some reason.
And sometimes the audio doesn't work either.
Oh
It
my.
seems to work with the speaker, but not with the headphones. And it used to work with both. So
Did
I
you
don't
go
know,
down to the settings section at the bottom and choose your camera and your microphone?
yeah, I've tried that. I've tried uninstalling Zoom and reinstalling it. For what some reason the camera does not want to connect properly. I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe its camera might be kaput's. I don't know. It's an old laptop, so who knows?
Well, Ian,
Oh,
good
it's got the
to meet you
built-in
anyway.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he has, a built-in camera, built-in mic, but the camera doesn't.
The camera light is on, but there's no camera.
Oh, the light is on and nobody's home.
Yeah, the lights are on and no one's home. That's right.
Oh,
That
that's a
would be in your
bummer.
computer settings, I'll bet. Go to add remove programs and see if the camera's installed. Should be though if the light's on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go throw some batteries on the charger.
Anyway, thank you.
Well, you can get an external camera for not a whole lot of money,
No,
cheaper than replacing the whole laptop.
Yeah, probably. We'll have to look into it.
Yeah, yeah. So how's the flight a day going?
Still going.
Still going?
Still going every day. Flew today. Today was day 135. Sorry,
All right.
235.
235.
235 days.
And what's the number you're chasing?
Around 1100.
1100.
1100.
There's
Holy smoke!
I got a couple of years to go yet.
Yeah,
2.5 years to go.
How old you gonna be then? 85?
I'm just gonna make sure nobody's gonna catch me, Sparky. I'm gonna fly every day until I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna catch me. I'll make certain of it. They're gonna have to put some years behind them to catch me.
Yeah. Hey, Stuart, did you want to show Len the plane?
Well, you can't see it.
Oh, that's right. You can't see it.
See, I can
You-
see it.
Oh, you
Oh,
can?
you can
Oh,
see.
okay.
He just can't.
All right.
The camera
Yeah,
doesn't
you
work.
just can't see me. I can see you guys.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
the
okay.
orange. The orange one's all done.
That looks
Check
good.
this name out.
Hold on.
Very nice. Did you fly it yet?
Nope.
Okay. What's the weight?
You know what? I never weighed it. I just finished
Oh
it.
my gosh.
80
Don't
ounces.
weigh it.
Probably. 'Cause
John,
it's- this thing's got an oil soaked wing, and I tried to get as much out as I could.
Dr. Scholl's foot powder.
K2R.
That'll work.
I crashed
K2R works
Len
great.
gave me. And,
That wing's been in 4
the
airplanes.
wing
That's
was
the
in
4th.
tail.
Oh, wow.
And then I made the fuselage. Oops. Got a technical problem.
Mm.
Man.
Might have to add another new battery. I'll let you know in a minute if I can get it going. You guys go ahead and talk.
All right.
Well, we're looking for big weight if it came from Len.
Nice.
Mm. Lord,
Hey, I've gotten better.
Well, that's good.
The last 4 or 5 years, I've gotten a lot better.
Got to stand back from the paint gun.
Yeah. Don't overdo it.
More sanding.
That's it.
That's what Sparky used to say to me. He'd see me at Brodax and he'd say, "You got to get closer to your sandpaper than that."
Yeah, he was hovering over me and I still didn't get enough sanding done.
No, you're about I'd say 40 hours, maybe 50 hours, not enough sanding.
Mm.
That's your favorite thing to do, sand.
no, Sparky, that's your favorite thing to do.
No, he's being sarcastic.
Oh, I
And
know.
my second most favorite thing to do is wrapping the lead out.
And
I
you got to do that
next.
yet.
Yeah.
Love wrapping leadouts.
Hello, Charlie Longwalk, you have food order?
Be ready in 10 minutes.
Hey, you want to sell your house?
Yeah.
Oh God, don't start that.
Congratulations, you won a gift worth absolutely nothing.
Mhm. It only cost you $25 to receive it.
Yeah, it gets to cover the shipping and handling.
Mhm.
Yeah, of nothing.
Holy cow, that airplane must have weighed an awful lot. He still hasn't come back.
The battery.
Batteries.
I got to charge the batteries.
Yeah.
The batteries
Batteries
in
for
the
what?
For the weight.
for the scale.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
No,
good
you
Lord.
don't. You don't have to charge it.
Oh,
they're too
Lord
low.
help us.
So that's why I said
If
go
it
ahead.
was Sparky, he could pick it up and tell you within a half an ounce what it is just by lifting it up.
Yep.
Probably.
I bet you I could tell you within 2. Pick it up and take a guess, Stuart. We want to know how accurate you are.
Don't ask.
And then add 10 ounces for the battery.
Yeah.
No, it's not
It's,
electric.
this is
Oh,
a gas or nitro. So yeah,
The Pathfinder still in one piece?
Sorry?
Is the Pathfinder still in one piece?
Yeah, it hasn't flown yet. So I flew the Vector the other day and the Twister with Brad that one day. So I think the engine's getting close to what we need on it. I've changed the prop. So we'll try it again when I'm out.
Don't you guys fly together? I thought you and Lynn flew at the same bean field.
We which?
I thought you and Lynn both flew at the bean field.
Yeah, we do, but Glenn wasn't there that day. Just Brad.
I wasn't able to make it.
He wasn't there, so
Got to
Some
get him
days
out
I
there
can go,
more
some
often.
days there's other things on the agenda.
I know that feeling. Boy,
It's all part of getting older and doctor's appointments and running around for this, that, and everything else.
brother,
Hey,
you preaching to the choir now.
Hey, Stuart, that thing that you got for $125, was it in the magazine or a letter?
they sent it in the mail.
Yeah, because they didn't. I was hoping you could show me out what page in the magazine it was on.
Yeah, no, they sent a letter thing about renewal.
Oh, for your AMA?
Yep.
Yeah, 125 for us.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm out.
See, there's another one, Mark.
No, I won't join again. I'm out. That's the end of it. It's not worth it for me. Not going down there enough. And if I pay for Naomi and me, now it's 250.
Oh yeah.
Plus
American.
change, you're looking at 300.
Yeah, 300 Canadian or more. I can't do it. I can't afford it. It's not happening.
The other thing, Len, is I was thinking of joining again until I got that. And I was going because I wanted to go to Detroit. You know, we went last year, so I was hoping we could do that again. But oh well, things change.
Hey, Lynn,
Yes, sir.
you talking about doctors? Wait till they diagnose you with a heart failure, buddy. I'm telling
Oh
you,
no.
every time you sneeze, they want you to come into the doctor and check something out, and it's
Oh
one thing
man.
after another. Well, you never get out of the doctor's office.
How far is your doctor from you?
Not as far as yours, probably.
Yeah.
12 miles,
This
maybe.
this is our problem. Everything's too far away from us.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some changes that have to happen.
I
So
know.
you're not allowed to get sick.
Yeah, exactly. You got it, Sparky. That's right. Not allowed to get sick anymore.
Just
I'll
like
tell
me.
Naomi too. Naomi, you're not allowed to get sick anymore. Sparky has the answer. He figured it out in 2 seconds. Don't get sick.
I got a great big book of home remedies. So if I get sick, I try them home remedies.
Yeah.
See if we got any YouTube chatter. Did you check to see if there is a spider that opens and shuts on your computer's camera? A slider. Oh, John, is there something blocking the camera, Len?
There's a picture of a camera with a line through it in the center.
No. Up on the computer, is there a little shutter on the computer itself so you can block the camera?
No, all there is the light, and the light is on permanently, looking right at me.
Yeah.
So the light is on, the camera shows that it's on, but there's nothing.
That's the NSA spying on you.
Yeah, you never know. Could be. Maybe I'm being tracked by somebody. You never know.
Hmm.
87 views and 19 likes. That means you guys are falling down. Hit the thumbs up button. Give us a like. We got a new member today. Let's see. Who was that? One new member. Didn't show on here. That was John renewing.
Was that mine?
Sent us the judge training test,
Okay,
so I'll print it out and
we'll do it tomorrow or the next day.
I'll print out one for each of us.
Okay,
So that way we can fill it out and
okay, I'll thank him. Steve, thanks for sending out those tests. We'll get them done.
Okay, you're welcome.
Much
I'm looking
appreciated.
forward to seeing them.
Yeah, you did a great job. Thank you very much. It was awesome.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
55.7 ounces.
That's
So-
finished, right?
Yep.
Be all right.
Could be worse. We'll see how it flies.
Yeah. We'll check her out.
Welcome back, Emilio, as a recent, new member or reoccurring member. My junk is stuff is a supporter. He joined last week, and Roy B joined a day ago. We hover around right 50 or 55 members. The way it goes. Content. Live show.
Oh, I haven't been on for a number of weeks, guys, just dealing with issues. Hopefully I'll be more consistent now.
We
Get that
all,
camera fixed.
Yeah, you bet. We'll figure it out one way or another. John, how you doing?
Doing well and yourself?
Yeah, not so bad.
Good. Sorry you're having troubles with your computer.
Computer troubles and all kinds of stuff. You know, it's life.
I really feel bad that you guys are getting dinged such a huge amount for something that it's just for fun. That just doesn't make sense to me.
They
No, it's the way of the world today. What are you going to do? Everything costs money. I'm not complaining. It is what it is.
Lynn, you know
Yes.
the MAC versus AMA reciprocal membership, don't you?
Right.
Yeah.
We used to have that. It was great.
I don't know why we don't still have it.
It's partly
Because
Mac.
Mac screwed it up. That's why we don't have it. Mac dumped it.
Maybe
That's
you
what
need to
got the
start.
whole thing started. It had nothing to do with you guys. It was our guys. They wrecked it on us.
Oh man. Maybe you
So
need to start a group like our WAM group, Western Aero Modelers group out in.
the problem is that Mac is very anti-competition. They don't want anything that has anything to do with competition.
Same as
The
AMA.
leadership. Yeah.
Well,
As
what do
far
we
as
need
they're
them for
concerned,
then?
model airplanes should be nothing but fun flies and barbecues.
What do we need them for then?
And they don't have much use for control line either. They're mostly liking RC and drones.
I say one more time. What do we need them for then?
That's because that's where the advertising money's at.
That's probably true, Sparky.
Oh, no doubt.
We're basically second-rate citizens.
You're not even that.
Yeah. We don't count.
Hey, Len.
Yep.
The little Cox planes, I'm going to paint them. You know that trim clad, do I need, I think I think I asked you before and I didn't need to put the dope on, just paint them with the trim clad?
Yeah, just paint them up, sand them up good, and just spray a couple of coats on there. Put a coat on, put another one on a few minutes later, and let it sit for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and don't even bother with the dope, eh? Just trim clad it.
What for? Why bother?
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Len,
why
I gotta
waste
ask
time?
you, when you came on, were you stunt at first?
Who, me? Yes, I was stunt. I don't know what that was all about.
Oh, okay. Darn, I was hoping Helmet had come back.
No, it was me.
Lord.
Oh, good Lord. Don't invite him.
Yeah, that was part of my email address or something. I got on the wrong thing.
Hmm.
Hey, Stuart,
what?
when you spray that trim clad on, make sure that the airplane isn't too smooth. You want a bit of a bite, otherwise that paint will peel off.
Oh,
So leave it like not super rough, but don't sand it really, really fine. Don't sand anything less than about 320 or 240, something like that.
all right.
Or
Because
80.
for a plane like that, it doesn't matter. You're not going for a concourse finish.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to compete against Sparky here.
See that can Sparky's got in his hands? That's micro balloons. Now he's going to use that on one airplane.
Yeah.
Never use that stuff.
I've used microballoons, but I've never used this. This is colloidal silica, which is microballoons.
Okay.
It's something else.
What's that, Howard?
It's something else.
Oh, is it?
It's not as light, but you mix it with epoxy and it makes it really nice. Gives it the consistency of Vaseline.
Right.
I like it.
When I glue the two halves of this wing together, I need to make a paste to go around the edge so that it, makes a nice fillet, and I'll glue it together.
Mm.
Does
Just
weight
don't
count?
use it.
What's that, Howard?
Does weight count?
Does wings count?
Weight.
Well, not really. I mean,
Well,
how much does that weigh?
you'll like the colloidal silica then instead of microballoons, if it's just for tooling.
Yeah, it's just for tooling.
Yeah, you'll like it.
I still think I still think Sparky's trying to make that Perky as light as he can.
Right. But I've already cut the wing weight in half.
Yeah.
So if I add another half ounce, it's just a little bead all the way around. Who cares?
Okay. Cool.
I need to be able to make sure that it's bonded and I can sand it.
It'll never
Oh,
do a
yeah.
triangle though, Sparky.
Nope, it's never going to do a triangle.
But it'll do a cartwheel.
Yeah, it'll do a cartwheel, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. You gonna fly Perky, Sparky?
I'm Dabble, you didn't see this project I'm working on?
No, I haven't seen it.
Let me see here. Where is that other skin? Oh, it's over in the mold. I'm dabbling in carbon.
Nice.
I think if I understand it right, it's proof of concept and learning how to work with the materials. I think he wants to apply it to a stunter eventually.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Here's one half of the wing right here. This is the top or bottom. It don't matter.
All right.
And
That's cool.
I got one in the mold right here. I just laid up. Let me see here.
No, that's good. Very nice.
Make yourself big, Scott.
I did.
Yeah, you did. I saw it.
I don't know why that's not working for us.
It's not working for me.
Present to everyone, right?
What?
You're still a little on my screen.
Same
Yeah.
here.
Spotlight for everyone.
There you
babe.
go. There you go. That
Cool.
worked.
Okay, so this is one half of the wing. And the first one I did, I've made a bunch of them.
All right.
Looks like that one's still got flashing around it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a completed wing here. But it's got the tip weight in it. I got 3/4 of an ounce of tip weight. I'm gonna leave, I don't know, a 1/4 ounce out of it. It only needs a half.
You got the bell crank in?
Bell crank mount is in it.
Cool.
So the
Sounds
bell
awesome.
crank won't actually be inside the wing.
Yes, it is.
And will the lead outs be inside the wing?
Yes, they come out right there.
How are you going to get them in there?
Just fish it in there and hook
Pull
it
it
up.
out. Yeah.
No big deal. There's a big hole right there. This is inside the fuselage, this hole.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So here's the fuselage mold. Let's say that
Wow.
this was a fuselage. It'll be in like that, inside the airplane, and then the top half goes on.
That is very cool.
Okay. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's enough room inside there for the bell crank and the lead out.
The bell crank's only 2 inches.
A small bell crank.
Yeah, but how deep is it?
1/16 of an inch.
Okay.
No problem. No
That's a
problem.
cool project, Sparky.
Well, I think I'm going on a month on this project now, and I don't have an airplane yet.
Yeah, you got about a dozen videos already, don't you?
Oh yeah. First you got to make the plug, then you got to make the mold, then you got to start pulling parts. And this is my first acceptable weight part right here. This weighs one, and I think it's 1 1/10 ounces. So
Wow.
the wing will be 2 ounces. This other wing is 4 ounces.
Okay.
Let's see, that's going to be fast, even with not a top shelf motor.
Yeah, you got to have a motor that'll do 30,000 RPM. You can't be lugging along with a Fox 35 or anything like that.
A Fox 15.
Whatever. They don't put out no RPM.
No, you need something with some power. A Nelson or something like that.
Yeah, Gordon, he called me, he couldn't find the Nelson, so I'm out that. So anybody got a motor that they can loan me or whatever. I I got this motor here from Rusty, and the more I think about it, the more I don't want to use it. It's going in upside down. It's a rear exhaust motor, but somebody ground the flange off, so you can't weld screw a mini pipe to it or exhaust stack. So it's just going to load the fuselage up.
Yeah, no good. It's not
No.
what you want.
Don't
Speak to
some
Al
guys use,
Ferraro. He might be able to set you up with something.
Who?
Al Ferraro.
Yeah,
He'll set you up with something. He's got a lot of perky stuff. He'll be able to set you up.
I've talked to Al already, and Jim Vigani.
Yeah, those guys do a lot of that.
doesn't Tim Pansick have perky stuff?
He ain't got anything competitive.
Uh,
Paul Smith might have some stuff too.
That's what Mike said. I believe called Paul Smith.
He'd be a good bet. He's got lots of perky stuff.
Or maybe I don't know. I think I lost that message that Mike sent me. So Mike, if you hear me, send me that guy's number again. He's got Propies.
well,
I've looked on eBay. There's some old Russian combat motors. They may work. They may be competitive, but most of all, what this project's for is just to see if I can do it.
Sure.
And it is a lot more work than you think.
Oh, there's Mike. I don't know if Mike heard you.
Mike Lonke.
Yeah.
Send me that guy's number again. The text disappeared off my phone.
Which guy?
The guy with the Propies. Or the Foras, I mean.
Oh, Bill Maywald. Yeah.
What you doing, Mike?
Sending Sparky the guy's phone number?
No. I mean in the garage there.
Oh, well, Sam's working on a little foamy chipmunk that he's designed and built, RC. I am going through a big box of stuff that was sent to me by Larry Davis out of Arizona. He hadn't flown control line in several years, and he was cleaning out his shop, and he mailed me a big box full of handles, lines, hardware, belt cranks, just tons of hardware. So I'm sorting hardware and putting it into my stuff in the proper place. A lot of props, about 50 props he sent me. So I'm just integrating all that into my shop. The stuff that I'm going to use and the stuff I'm not going to use is going to go into another box to get rid of. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. I saw you running around, and I saw the boy working on a plane back there, and I thought, I wonder what he's building, so I was just nosy.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go in and look at my dishwasher. It's not draining, so I got to deal with that tonight.
Change filter on it?
It's 10 years old, 11 years old. I just put an HVAC system in part of the house because it shit out on me a month ago. Now the dishwasher's probably broken. Appliances don't last like they used to. All that stuff was brand new 10 years ago when we built the house. Plus,
Feel lucky you got 10 years out of it.
I know, right? And then a third of my house is completely emptied out right now. Everything, pictures, furniture, window treatments, shutters, drapes, because the painters are showing up Wednesday. I'm having my house painted next Wednesday, and then I leave for Jonal on Thursday. So when I get back from Jonal, I got to put my house back together and then empty out another third of the house so they can paint it. My whole summer is going to be spent working on this house.
Hey, Mike, big shit show.
Yeah, it is.
You'll like it when it's all done.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, we did. We went out and flew the other day. Sam and I, we've been test flying F2D stuff, getting ready for Joe Null. And then we flew some matches the other day. We had a midair, and we lost an engine, and the restraint broke. It wasn't running. It wasn't running, but it ended up in some really, really thick pine trees that are right on the edge of our circle, and it is resting up in a pine tree about 40 feet in here.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was
The guy with the
No,
drone
it's in
and
the
a
living room. I don't want him to get in there.
that was Wednesday, I think. Well, when we hit, the airplane was going up and it went and the restraint broke and it just kind of lobbed up in the air and set itself in that thick. I know it went in there because I watched it go and it hit a branch and a little piece of broken branch came down. So I know what tree it's in. And I went out there. This was Wednesday. I went out there Thursday, morning. It wasn't on the ground. Then we had a big storm yesterday. So I went out there this morning after I took the kids to school thinking it might be on the ground. It's still not on the ground. So it'll eventually shake its way loose, but
Have you got a drone? Have you got a drone?
I don't have a drone. There's a lot of guys out there that do, and I posted on the club website what happened. And there's a lot of guys that go out and fly early in the morning, and they actually sit at a picnic table near that tree. So I let everybody know to be on the lookout for it. It was a very good motor, but it was a practice motor. It's not a legal F2D motor because it's one of the older ones, but it was a good screaming motor. So I would like to have it back, but whatever. It is what it is.
Plane's fine too.
Yeah, the airplane's okay.
It just, he hit me right at the mounts or something, and it happens.
Yeah, it does. Sparky, I'm still looking for Bill's number, but I got it.
All right, just when you get a chance. I mean, well, guys, I'm going to get off of here. We're going to turn this over to Gary, but it looks like he's talking to Len.
We'll let him know when he wakes up.
Yeah.
Yep, he's talking to Len. I can
No,
see
he's
it.
not. No, he's not. He's not talking to anybody.
He's waking
Oh, he's
up.
awake now. Hi.
Yeah, I think he woke up. You're on, Gary.
I'm on.
Hey guys, my mic's on. I was camping last weekend, not far from his house. Figured I'd stop by and meet him in person. Awesome guy. Good to meet him up face to face. But
Oh, Roy, you're in here. How you doing, man?
yeah, passed on a couple of planes for my grandson.
Yeah, I loaded them up with some half-baked platters and Super Clown. You got that Super Clown ready yet?
I was opening up the motor mounts on it today to get a Fox on it, so
okay.
What I've got available. Hopefully.
Gary Sinclair, are you with us now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he woke up.
Okay, I'm going to turn the hosting over to you, and you know how to shut it off from YouTube. Just go ahead and shut it off.
Well, last time I didn't have anything for YouTube, just had for, let's see.
Well, you don't have it now.
Okay, leave the meetings all I had. Yeah.
Right. Now you're the host. You see that now?
Okay, see what we got now. Yeah, leave the meeting or end the meeting for all.
Yeah, end the meeting for all is what you want to do, and then it'll ask you. Then it will ask you, to shut it down on YouTube when you go.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. I will see you later. Fair winds.
Good to see you.
Night,
Good night, Bob.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cut out in a minute too. I still gotta charge some batteries, but time to go take a shower and get ready to put it between the sheets.
Bill, you were going to call me. Did you get that, whatever it was, taken care of?
No, I probably forgot all about it. It's been such a busy 2 weeks.
Not a problem.
Once I got sick, I just not really sick, just got allergies. But
Yeah.
I've been to the doctor twice over this, trying to figure out what the heck it is. And one time he diagnosed my bursitis in my elbow and gave me the stuff that works for my elbow, but I can't sleep and take it. But
Oh.
but then the other I went today and they said, well, it's not COVID and it's not pneumonia. So what is it? He said, it looks like allergies. It looks like you've got a bad case of allergies. I said, well, good. How do I get rid of it? Nothing I'm taking is touching.
Yeah,
But apparently what they seem to think. I went to Albuquerque last week and their
Everything works, everything's going
their
right.
stuff threw me a loop, and then I come home and the stuff here is throwing me a real loop. So that
You would think
that set me up, and this is killing me. I don't know what's going on.
You would think in Albuquerque you wouldn't have any issues.
Oh,
Hot and dry over there.
Don't think that.
It's
My eyes
dry.
were burning so bad last week. I couldn't.
Yeah,
it was
mine
bad.
were too.
I'm
Mine
done.
were too.
My
Eyes were
yeah,
burning,
my
and nose was felt like a smelling those hot peppers or something. It just
What? I
Yeah.
don't sound tired.
yeah,
But anyway.
my son moved to
Moving to office.
California to get away from the oak trees.
Yeah.
Doctor when he was a kid called it oakitis.
Yeah.
And it was bad for him in the spring.
Only thing wrong with California is I got a friend that's out there. He got a house he bought in the 60s for $35,000. It's now worth 1.4 million. They're getting ready to reevaluate it. He says, reevaluate it. He's probably going to have to sell and move because
he can't pay the taxes.
It's cost him $850 a month now to pay the taxes.
That's
They
ridiculous.
reevaluate. He's not going to be able to pay it. It's ridiculous. It's
850 on a what? A $1.2 million house?
$850 a month, $1.4 million house. And it's getting ready to go up. They tell him he was warned it was probably going to go up about 400,000.
$8,000 a year plus in taxes.
Oh yeah.
Where does he live?
That's California.
San Diego.
Yeah, screw that.
That's crazy.
I mean, they got the most perfect weather I've ever seen. It is just gorgeous. But I mean, that's insane to pay that kind of money for taxes.
My house is close to that, and my taxes are about $2,400 a year.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
You lucky boy.
Well, I live in Tennessee.
You know what my taxes are in Canada? Almost 4,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, West.
Hey,
I'm going to get out of here. Well, I'll let you guys finish up the tax talk, but we're going to split. We got tickets for Metallica tomorrow night here in Nashville. So
all right.
I'm going to get a good night's sleep.
Go enjoy.
Yeah.
That'll be a good concert. Last two times I've seen them, they've been wonderful.
If we've got some decent weather in the morning, we're going to go try to fly a little bit. They're calling for rain, but we got a few. We got a few F2Ds we need to test. If we can get out there for an hour, we can get it done, maybe in between the storms, and
maybe fly some matches.
Maybe fly a couple matches. Yeah, we'll see. Look for our engine again. But Roy, it was good to meet you. Thanks for stopping by my house. Always nice to meet a fellow flyer. You're welcome anytime. Let me know anytime you get back over here again, and maybe next time we can get something in the air and fly together.
Okay.
All right. Take care, guys.
See you, Mike.
Take care, Mike. Guys, have a great one. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to go get some batteries charged and get in the shower. Take care. I'll see you Monday.
Take care,
Phil. Maybe we'll actually have some good news that we actually got to fly a little bit. Could happen. I mean, I've got one pattern in this year. It could happen.
All right. Better than none.
Well, that's
better
true
than none.
too.
That's right. I got 3 in today.
Oh, you dog.
Stuff.
You got
in between the rain.
You bragging or complaining, Steve?
A little bit of sprinkle when I first went out, and it stopped. And me and Mark Hughes and Dan McEntee got some flights in, and then it started up
flying
again. Huh?
McEntee's flying again? I thought he.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Good deal. I'm glad to
Hey,
hear.
you tell him hi for me, will you?
Yeah, me
I
too.
will. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys
No,
take care of yourself. See you Monday.
he's mostly flying his ringmasters, but
That's all right. He's flying. It sounds
yeah.
like that's good. That's good.
Tell him I'm wondering when he's going to start building that twin.
Oh, I don't know.
Just tell him that. Just tell him that from me.
I
Little
will.
inside thing.
Yeah.
He actually bought the engines. He has the engines for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which twin is it?
Pathfinder twin.
Oh, Pathfinder. Okay.
That's a good twin.
It's good twin.
Yeah. I don't think he's
Nice
built
twin.
anything in years. He's got so many old this and that he doesn't have to build.
Well, I know, but he's been bit by the twin bug. He just doesn't get down and build, like you say.
No.
That's why I'm
He
digging
hasn't.
on him a little bit.
Yeah. Looks like Howard's on the move.
Yeah.
Howard,
yeah.
How long's it been since you built a new plane?
Pretty long time, but what? 5
It's
years.
only a year or two.
No, 3 years, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a long time.
I just keep seeing the same plane every year at the Nats, and
Well,
must fly really good.
it does, yeah.
It does. Yes, it does.
Except, last year I had timer trouble, but
Which timer do you have trouble with?
oh, an Igor prototype.
Oh, prototype.
Yeah.
At the national contest, they're using a prototype.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It'll be better this time.
Good. Looking forward to it.
Me too. Well, my wife just appeared with some Indian takeout food. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, can we come over?
Hope it's not too hot.
It is, I hope.
And I went to a Indian restaurant here in St. Louis County a few years ago, and I had no idea what I was getting into, but oh man, that was the hottest stuff I ever had.
They tell me that in the Philippines they have a chili that's about the hottest you'll ever find.
Yeah, man.
Haven't had any in any Filipino food we've had.
I think you have to ask for it because they have to take out a insurance policy on you when you eat it.
Yeah.
They eat some pretty peculiar stuff, but it could be from a different part than the place in Maryland. Different.
Yeah,
island.
I don't think all Indian food is real hot. It's just a regional thing.
Well, it's like Chinese food. If you go to Sichuan province, Sichuan food is hot.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, it's
Cantonese is not.
Right.
Yeah. There's a comedian named John Pinette. He does a great routine on Indian food. Look him up if you can on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Have you seen the fellow, the fluffy guy?
Oh, Fluffy, yeah.
Fluffy? That guy
Gabriel Iglesias.
Gabriel Iglesias. That guy is masterful.
Oh yeah, he's got that observational comedy style down pat.
Oh yeah, he just cracks me up.
He tells
he'll go along, and he'll say something, and I grew up in East LA, so I mean, I know the culture and everything he's coming from.
Yeah, he tells the best stories.
Oh, he does. How about his truck driver? Is his name Jack? Is that his truck driver's name? Oh, the one he told the other day is the cops came for some reason and his kid was freaking out, so he decided to pull it on him that he got the cops said you put me in handcuffs, you know, and he had that poor kid ready to leave. He was and just the way he did it, I have no way of doing anything that would be approach his style. The way he did
Yeah,
it, I was
no,
literally rolling on the floor.
yeah, he's good at it.
Yeah.
All right, it's almost 10 here in St. Louis. I think I'm going to drop out.
It's almost 9 here
Yeah,
in
you're an
Utah.
hour behind me.
Yeah.
It's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Where's that other Steve at? Is he gone?
He's gotten into bass fishing.
Oh,
Oh, that's addicting.
Oh yeah, when he gets involved, when he gets into something, he gets into it 100%, and then that's his entire focus.
but that's with
So
his dad, isn't it? He's with his dad.
his dad, yeah, he and his
Yeah.
dad,
Yeah.
yeah. So and that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, everything else came to a stop, and now it's bass fishing. So
Well,
he'll be back
by now, if
eventually.
he's that type, by now he's got a fishing tackle box about that big and about that tall and about that wide.
Probably,
And
yeah,
you open it up,
probably.
and it opens up on both sides, folds out, and every
Mhm.
slot will be full of some kind of a crankbait. How do I know this?
Yeah, how do you know?
A little story here.
Okay.
What we have here is an Indian bread named naan.
Naan, yeah. Does that put out the fire?
I don't know. But naan is Japanese for what?
Yeah.
So this enables one to tell a Japanese who's on first joke. And I got to use it once at work. We went to lunch in an Indian restaurant with Japanese guys, and one goes up to the buffet and points to the naan and says "Nan desu ka?" which is, what is that? And the answer is naan. And see, now how does this relate to model airplanes, you say? Well, once at the Nets, Kaz Minato said, I want to go to an Indian restaurant. So, okay. So I got to use the who's on first joke.
Oh, is there one in Muncie?
There is, yeah. It's kind of substandard. It's on McGalliard. Satara is the name of it.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, Howard. All right. Well, I'll see you all next time.
Sure.
Thanks,
Okay.
guys. Good night.
Yeah. All right.
Well, now we're down to just
5.
3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us.
Yeah, got to head out too because it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, Stuart, you're on Eastern time, right?
Central.
Who when you use the bathroom, son? Hey, you're a small man.
You want the red chicken? Well,
Now there's just 3 of us.
Wow.
I waited for you there Monday, but you never showed up. So you probably.
I didn't get back. I went down to town 30 some odd miles, almost 40 miles away from here. We played that night, and we had the biggest group we've ever had. I mean, and they were dancing in the back, while we're playing, which was kind of neat because that's what they're supposed to be able to do. But it's hard to get old people to get up and dance, you know. But we got them up dancing, and they wouldn't let us go. You know, we tried to give them the good night ladies thing, and no, stay, you know. And so I didn't get home here till after like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Before I got home, you guys are all gone.
Yeah.
But it was a fun time. I'm learning some new songs for this month. We'll try it out on the 7th of this month. We play at a senior center. We do a lot of volunteer work. You know, it's a volunteer type of a group, and so we do a lot of senior centers and stuff like that. But I'm learning some Irish songs, and there's one of them I'm going to spring on them. Everybody that's ever been to Ireland knows this song because it's a pub song. It's called the Irish Rover, the Irish Rover, the Rover, you know, and it's no, they never, no, never, you know, and everybody knows that one. And I like to get them moving, so I'll have them do the clap, you know. And then the other one is one called Lever Johnny Lever, and it's about whalers, sailors on the sea. They've come back. They hate like most sailors. They hate their ship, but it's a love-hate relationship with their ship. And so they're now back. They're back from from the whale hunting in this case, and the ship's all buttoned down, and you got to lever Johnny lever, you know, because you go collect your pay. You're on shore now, you know. It's over, you know. That's that kind of a song. So they wouldn't let me do the one I wanted to do. The one I wanted to do is named "I Don't Look Good Naked Anymore." Yeah, they says that, well, we're kind of a family organization here. We don't know if that's a good idea, you know. I said, well, don't say no word. It's kind of like the old song. Remember, she's got freckles on her, but she's nice. So anyway, that's what I was doing last Monday.
You have any polka out your way?
Pardon? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do some polka. We're doing a lot of waltzing and two-step, so this last Monday. We had like 3 violins, 3 fiddles,
Wow.
Yeah.
4 guitars, counting the bass, and me. Sometimes we get a guy comes over, plays with us with a squeeze box, you know, the old concertina, and he knows those polkas.
Polkas, yeah.
Yeah. He's the whole band when he plays those, you know. I'm waiting to watch Howard take the first bite and see him turn red.
Oh, get on camera.
We're just watching, Howard. You know. Now he's a little concerned. We're watching him.
I'll block out the video. So.
Oh, there he goes. We can't see him turn red.
Figure out how.
You've taken away all of our entertainment, Howard.
Yeah. You're easily entertained.
Well, I guess if that's the case, I may as well go too, Gary.
Oh.
You have a good one.
Okay, so just, I guess, I gotta go too then, I guess, huh?
Yeah, unless you got one. If you want to watch Howard's blank screen.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
I'm glad for the report.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see you, Howard.
Bye.
See ya, guys.
Okay, goodbye.